Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the show today. This is episode 2 of Imperious, our new campaign where we're using the Palladian system. We're giving it a try, and I'm kind of remembering why I hadn't played it in so long because there's like I don't know. 100 better systems, but hey, we're going to give it a run here for a while. It does have some interesting things, but I think it is inferior. We can all agree, I think. I mean, it doesn't even have spots and searches in it. I went back and I checked, by the way, guys. It just doesn't exist.
Hmm. Yeah, I some of the things in the book are like there's like certain things that don't even have prices on them in the equipment.
Hmm.
Just randomly, some of them just don't,
Yeah,
and I don't know why. It's just off and on.
it is
I
weird.
think it's a I think it's a good system, but I think there's probably like some tribal knowledge, where people knew who played this version, knew these rules, and they didn't carry them into every adaptation of their game.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
So I think we're kind of dealing with that because we're revisiting it, like 30 years later,
yeah. No,
40 years.
exactly. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. It's and that's okay. It's easy enough to home rule stuff. But I just think that because one of the things I'm doing on this channel is I want to introduce lots of different type of role playing games that are available today, and we have introduced a bunch of them, and we're going to introduce more. But the ones I have coming up are far superior, though. They really are. As far as how smooth and how interactive they are, but that's all right. We just play it by the seat of our pants, and there's enough role playing knowledge here to easily go through it. So I'm not concerned at all. One of the things I would say about the system that is really good is the fact that you can create any kind of character in it, though. That is neat. Um,
Yeah. And that it all meshes together. It's all,
yeah,
it's not necessarily balanced. It doesn't need to be balanced, but
mm,
the rules all work together.
yeah,
The system is coherent. That's what's fun.
and I think it's more realistic, really. In that aspect of it. So that's a definite positive. You want a system you can make any kind of character and they will exist in the world together. This will do that for you. But you know what I feel because I just read it again last night, and I've read this book several times in the past few months, and I
Hi,
think.
Dave.
Hi, Dave. I got to go set that up. Actually, please go over and hit the like and share button. I'm going to do that right now. But
Oh yeah.
one thing I noticed about the system, Bill,
What's that?
is that it's basically all about combat. That's it.
So totally. It's
Yeah,
just male power fantasy.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think where gaming has, RPGs have evolved is in the role playing side of it, which is interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that, but it is true.
Well, I think role playing games really it's all traps and mystery really enhance a lot of the game dynamics
Hmm.
instead of just being, punch punch.
Yeah,
So, just stimulating that old gray matter and solving puzzles is a lot of the fun. For me, I'm that kind of gamer, I guess. But role play is role play is good. I mean, but it's like only like 30% of the experience that I think that's
sure.
where I put it at. But I know everyone has their kind of their own little grouping. I mean, there's
Hmm.
basically, I guess they call it the three pillars now. With
Is
like
that is that
role play, like the social interaction aspect, the combat aspect, and I don't fucking know what the other pillar is. I think it's traps and mystery, but I know that's not right.
No,
Most
it's the romance.
oh yeah, that's definitely that.
Oh,
Uh,
I'll be right back, guys. Sorry, I
sure.
gotta go over and do something real quick.
Yeah, but this system is 99.9% combat, 1% something else. Uh, you know, but that's okay though, because like I said, it's easy to homebrew stuff, and I am going to make a homebrew decision. I don't know why bells are going off. I don't know what you're doing, Bill. No, that's
That's
lady.
someone calling me for some reason.
An angel got its wings.
Oh my God.
I'm
The
so happy.
well, I felt like the king died.
Ah,
Yeah. But I am going to make a executive decision right off the top. So Everyone write down on their character sheets a they do have spot, and that's spot ambush or detect ambush and stuff like that. So I'm going to leave that alone. You either have that or you don't. But I am going to add a
Right.
skill. I am going to add one, and this is easy enough because there is a set of skills everyone gets, and it's written right there in the skill thing. It's like piloting, language, mathematics, stuff like that. I'm going to add one. I'm going to add search. And a search is going to what they all start around 30% base, right?
30 to 50. Yeah, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, so let's leave it on the 30. Let's put it in the middle. We'll call it 40. And it has the standard, which is like 5% progression on levels. So write that down. Add your any intelligent bonus you get at first level. Just go ahead and put that into it, and get your base search. We'll start at 40, because
Okay.
I just think we can't. I guess this game wasn't meant to operate like that, right? Because
Well,
yeah,
perception was never really a stat. Yeah, and it was just you just talked about it and you had to solve the puzzle with your mouth and your brain, not
yeah.
roll for it. But there is like a Beckme rule where you add your wisdom and your intelligence together and divide that by 2, and that's kind of like your perception or your, investigation stat. That's in the errata somewhere.
Is it? Oh, so
Yeah.
they realized the problem. Yeah.
And
Um,
that's way back when too. I mean,
yeah.
that's an old one, but it was never really popularized because like you don't need it.
Yeah, no. I mean, and I'll try to stay in the spirit of the system and not use it as much, but there are occasions that you just need to have a role, a general role, right?
Eh,
Because, if there's a hidden piece of information in a room, for instance, uh, there should be a chance of you finding it or not finding it. Like, now this game went very specific with things, like I said, like detect ambush and all those kind of stuff. So it's a very specialized game. And that's why I said if it isn't written on your sheet, you don't have it. Today we are going to be getting into a little bit more of actual combat. We haven't done that yet. And we'll see how the system works because we haven't really got into the whole parry aspect of the game yet. But we're going to do our best to do that. And keep in mind, with your fighting skills that you guys have, whatever your fighting is, and your physical can lay into that as well. Make sure that any special maneuvers or stuff that you can do are written on your sheet because there are special combat things you can do. But if it isn't written down, you don't have that, right? So just make sure that's all good. And God save the Queen. I agree, Dave. You're right. Yes.
Oh, hey, just something I was looking over from last week, just so we know in the future,
Mm.
because we were doing combat a little bit wonky.
Yeah, no, we were. Yeah.
Um, so like let's say when Tower was doing his fight against one of the random people that we were up against,
Hmm.
uh, it would have been him go, and then only the person that he's targeting goes.
Right.
So, because we had all of them fighting him at once, kind of thing. So I'm just saying, like in the future, it's just him and the other person he's fighting, and then when they're done, then he can move on to something else if he still has APM.
Yes, I know, and that's how I did it.
Oh, I thought they were all attacking him.
Yeah,
My
well,
bad.
I was using the group attack aspect of the game. It's in there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, never mind then.
Yeah. But we haven't really gone into the parry stuff because I haven't put a real threat against you. You guys just blow right through them, so it didn't really matter.
Mhm.
But today it will. It's going to matter today. Anyway, but with that, a little bit of addition and caveat. So guys, just make sure you get that in there. I will use it occasionally. I'll try not to though. But it is,
Ooh,
it is a weakness of the system, I think. But that's all right. Anyway,
big
are you guys?
Chester.
Yes.
Should probably add the fact that I've stepped down from Centurion.
Oh, that's okay. Nobody cares.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. No, we have made an adjustment off camera. Whereas Tower is just going to be a pilot specialist. He's just going to be Mad Murdock. It's all good. And not be the Centurion. So we don't have a Centurion in the group, which is fine. We don't need one. So technically, Bill would be the highest ranked guy here as the quartermaster, but I don't think Bill should change how he's playing it at all. You just keep doing exactly as you're doing, Bill. I don't think anybody should
I'm
change.
an ape.
You are. But I'm just saying that keep playing your characters the way they are, but having Tower as the Centurion, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Only to GOP, but that's GOP.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway,
That's
guys, ready?
cool. I'm trying to
Mhm.
find my character sheet. I got my digital one, which I hate staring at, but because my old man eyes don't like it. But I'm good to go. I just got my numbers in front of me. I'll just fuss around and try and find it.
Okay.
Hmm.
All
Where
right.
did I put my pants?
Well, that's
Oh.
your problem. And lady, you seem to have been doing a real good job with it here, because I'm on the other side and I can't really see what's going on. If you could do me a favor and kind of keep an eye on the chat, if anyone has anything important or funny to say. Howling Mad Murdoch. That's exactly what I meant, Dave. Yes. Anyway, here we go. All righty.
All right.
Now, you guys know that we're here in the Imperious, and this system I set up is humanity 3,000 years in the future as we've gone into space, and we've interacted with other peoples, and we've had lots of wars as we like to do. Uh, and things have kind of settled down. There are basically 5 mega empires that remain, with thousands of smaller little satellite nations and affiliates to those. We are dealing basically with only 3. In this, we have ourselves, which is the Octian Empire, which I based upon Octian Rome, or the Augustan Rome period. But now, of course, in space. So it's, one of the more enlightened, better aspects of Roman time. But they're still, of course, not perfect. Of course, our players are all playing mutants, and mutants are dealt with in the various empires in different ways. But these mutants here in the empire, they're free. They're not slaves, although there are slaves in the empire. But they're really not considered full human citizens. They're more like about 2/3 of a citizen. But I don't know that that's technically official. Nevertheless,
Shameful. Shameful.
yes, it is. But racism's real, Bill.
So is even in sci-fantasy.
That's right. Remember
Most-
your privilege, white man. Okay. But
How could I forget? Oh
How
my
could
god!
you?
Today I got my free Kit Kat at the gas station. Did you?
Sweet. No, but I had a Kit Kat yesterday. How small a world is it?
Dude.
Yeah.
No, getting smaller all the time.
I too has Kit Kat.
Dude, I don't get access to the Kit Kats we used to have, the flat ones with 4 little bars on it. I only have the big Snickersars
What?
bar Kit Kat. That's all I have. But those are good.
Wait. Kit Kat? What? I thought Kit Kats always came in a little package,
Uh-huh.
and then you have one side and the other side. You crack them, you eat one. It's crunchy.
No, doesn't work like that anymore. But then again,
Oh yes,
the Ja- the
he is a
Japanese,
dear young one. He is young.
What?
yeah, it's true.
Japan has like 150 flavors too.
It's true,
I'm so
and I
jealous.
think they
There's
bought
more than
Kit
one
Kat.
flavor of Kit Kat?
Pretty sure they bought
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I don't. I'm an originalist, Tower. I only eat the classic. But yes, you can get some really weird ass shit. Yeah, that's the way the word works. Anyway,
The mint chocolate one. Yeah, I
no.
like the mint chocolate ones.
nah, I like the only
Wait,
mint chocolate I like is from Baskin Robbins.
you
So what
have
is-
those on an island?
Oh,
Yeah, I
What
know.
is it?
Huh? What a
Does it-
weird
does it-
world.
Will somebody zip Tower's
Do you
lip?
also have a Dunkin'? Is it also on a Dunkin'? Because I've only ever seen Baskin Robbins and Dunkin' Donuts together.
No, we don't have Dunkin' Donuts now.
I didn't know that a
well-
Baskin Robbins didn't come without a Dunkin' Donuts.
Well,
to
once
be
again,
honest.
I think the Japanese bought it. Yeah. But Baskin Robbins over here is called 31. It says Baskin
Oh,
Robbins on it, but the Japanese don't seem to read that. They just see 31 and they call it 31.
31 flavors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kitsukatsu.
Because
That's
when I
it.
first came here, I was confused. The what? Huh? And I said, "You mean Baskin Robbins, that big, huge word that's written across the damn border of everything in the damn store? You mean that?" Yeah. But anyway, welcome to Japan. Nevertheless, to the south of us, in space terms, you do have two other of the empires that we deal with. The other ones we don't have to interact with at all, but they're not in play right now because that's not what we're doing. And basically, our heroes find themselves on Trans Aegis. Now, Trans Aegis is been controlled by the Empire for several centuries now, and it's a very important juncture point. Of course, there's peace in the space human sphere right now. Well, technically, but you know how people are. But they're putting a lot of their efforts here because the way you move through space is through the flow of tachyon, and there's a juncture point here that goes on to a huge open frontier that the Empire is spending a lot of money to expand into. And this is a central point, and this planet is getting busier and busier. Luckily, we're on the other side of it, and we're not really involved in that. However, here in Tyre City. And yes, I did name this after the famous Levantian city of the past. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, don't shoot me. But these guys have kind of landed here after decommissioning, and they are started taking jobs, and they working together to try to make some money because they have a goal. They want to buy a spaceship, and that takes a few 100,000 credits. It's an expensive thing because it's a spaceship, but nevertheless, right now they are working with a Zane, and Zane is he's a very interesting mutant on the planet. Like I said, we have Mutitown here, and for mutants to get into the human-controlled area, which you just saw there on the picture of Tyre, it's quite difficult. They have to be licensed and stuff. But in Muty City here, which there on this planet, there's more mutants than there are humans, actually, at least here in this city. He's quite rare because he's a veteran, ex-soldier, ex-legionnaire, as pretty much all the mutants here are. And but he was actually a legate, which is basically a lieutenant, which is extremely rare for mutants to be that. So he has a little bit of authority, a little bit of interaction, and it seems that he tries to look after the mutants the best he can. Right, he seems like a fairly upstanding fella, but he has given these guys some work, and they're currently on their second bounty mission, where they're going after a troublesome a little mutant. Well, he's not so little, and his name is Arjun. Now, Arjun is basically decided to go into the wilds because this is a frontier planet, and he has decided to create his own little banditry group, and they're just stealing shit. And it's quite handy because, like I said, there's a lot of action going on this planet, and there's like almost daily there's little wagon train wagon trains heading into the gigantic savanna that is south of Tyre City, to grab some land and start farming and making a new life for themselves. And Arjun's done the same. He's just stealing shit from people and brutalizing them, and as you do. So our party is one day into their 3-day trip, and they had set for camp, and they were ambushed by some pretty pathetic scavengers that our pilot decided to molest. I think that would be the word GOP, molest.
kick their ass.
Yes. So I would say GOP or possibly quartermaster. Do you have anything to say to the over enthusiasm of your pilot?
I think I already expressed my concern,
You did. Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm yeah.
Okay. I do believe I gave you the only thing that they had of value. I think there was one rifle that was, it was like a Buffalo sniper rifle that was in pretty
They
good
have hover
condition.
bikes?
Huh?
Did they have hover bikes?
I doubt it.
No. Now you don't know. There were 3 of them, right? And we had no real combat because it didn't even go beyond you, so they're not professionals whatsoever, Tower. But we're sitting right where we were, so you can investigate. Where did they come from? If you'd like, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Should probably roll a 20-sided, eh?
Well, no,
Investigate.
we don't need 20-siders. That's only in combat. That is an interesting thing with this game. Combat is with 20-siders and, of course, damage dice. But everything else in the game is percentile based. That is kind of interesting.
Ooh.
It's different. Yeah. I do like that aspect. I really think I've read this over several times. I think I could rewrite this book and make it really good, actually.
Why don't you do that?
Yeah, well,
I
no,
gotta.
I'm
You
busy,
don't have time.
lady.
All right, all right.
Yeah. But I think it could be made to be quite good, actually. It just needs a little bit of love. Go ahead.
I got a 23, Chester, to
Okay.
investigate the area.
So you're using investigation now. In this case, the word intelligence, I think, is the skill you're probably using, right?
Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
very high IQ, very
Now,
smart guy.
in this case, intelligence is, which is why I threw this search in, by the way. But intelligence is perfect for this situation. You've just been attempted ambush, attack. Intelligence really is about guerrilla, understanding guerrilla fighters, and it's all about understanding the movement of military things. So this is a perfect thing, and you rolled quite low. I'm assuming under your skill. So you kind of.
Actually, no, equivalent. My IQ is 23, and my roll is 23.
Oh, nice. But you also have visions that allow you to see much better than the rest of the party. And as you're looking around, you're able to kind of track where these guys are moving, and you see that there's a little bluff. Well, not even a bluff. It's like a very, very short bluff, not far from where you're camping. And you track it over to there, and there's a little cave that's built into the side of the bluff. That's quite easy to access, actually. And as you kind of fly over there and take a look, you see with your visions, at a distance, that inside there's you have to be at the right angle to see it, but there seems to be a little campfire or light coming out of there. And it looks to be a little bit deeper into this cave. But you can make out about 5 people are inside of that cave.
Oh, I'm gonna fly back and tell the other guys about it. Let them know what we found. Yeah.
Okay.
Were they tied up? They might have been prisoners.
They weren't. They were milling around.
Hey guys. I found some people in the cave over there. Yeah, where the bandits came from. Should we go kill them?
Calm down. Hold your horses. We need survivors. We need to pump them for information. So if they're anywhere in the skill range as these 3, we should be able to incapacitate them and then bind them and pump them for info.
Does anybody
All right.
have a gas grenade or something?
I do. I'd rather not waste it on. I could probably just. If we come in there with our force, I should be able to convince them to drop their weapons.
How
Hopefully.
incapacitated do you want them?
Breathing.
Yeah.
Oh God, I better stay back then.
I mean, I could throw in a knockout gas grenade. I've got 4 of them. But
I could just bitch slap one of them, and then the other ones won't want to fight us.
okay.
I
Well,
think you're thinking it through. So
Okay.
what is your how far are we from have we passed Hellfast Hold?
Just a few hours past it, actually. Oh, no.
And then what
I'd say you guys are probably 6 to 8 hours past health. That's old. Yeah.
okay. And you said we had a 2-week journey?
No, 3 days. We got 2 more days ahead of you.
Oh, okay.
Well, the thing is, we really don't have the time to be running around going back for the simple reason that we only have a week to get this done. and it's already going to eat up 6 days just to get there and back.
That is true. You're on a 7-day timer. That is true.
So we really don't have time for side excursions, honestly.
Yeah. Now, of course, do keep in mind that this encampment, whatever it is probably only about 500 yards from you.
Now,
Well,
if we set a booby trap outside their thing, it'll tell us if they're coming out.
Let's yeah, we could booby trap them. Let's leave their dead friends in front of the cave. They won't want
Wow.
to follow. They won't want to follow us.
I don't think they're going to follow us anyways. If they, like, yeah.
well,
What, you want
no,
me to,
we should take these bodies and we'll get rid of them down the road. So load them up, put them in the body bag and in the van. Then we're gonna. I'd like to pump them for information to see if what they know about Argent, because they've probably, I'm sure they've heard of them.
What the skill base of the party is. Bill, you start.
The skill base.
Yeah, what is
Okay.
it you do for the group?
So I have a lot of demolitions and weapon proficiencies, as well as mechanics, engineering, and electronics.
Okay.
So I have communications, engineering. I'm not the pilot, but I could fix the machine. I could keep it running.
Yeah, you're the grease monkey. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're the acquisitions guy. How about you, GOP?
I'm the face man. I mean, I've got the charisma, and I'm very good at convincing people to do things. But I also I make a decent infiltrator. I'm also probably the best shot in the party. So
Okay, so you do have scouting skills. Okay. How about you, Tower? What's your skill base?
I'm smart, very smart indeed. Fly planes, yeah, drive vehicles, all that sorts. Kick ass, major ass.
Okay,
Very
so
fast.
you're the pilot. You're all soldiers, but you're the pilot and navigator. Okay, cool. And lady, what's your skill base?
My skill base is I'm a medic. I
Okay.
hip up and I'm very squashy. And when the mechanical devices don't work, I can link minds with people to help us communicate.
That's right. You do
Quieter.
have psionics, which is neat. And you have psionic healing as well, which is cool. So you're the
Yes.
Churgeon of the group. Sweet. So therefore, I would suggest lay into your skills, and the infiltrator scouter type fella might want to go take a look.
Amen.
all right. I mean, I'll go take a peek. You guys stand back.
Should I
Be
should
my
I go
back.
with you, GOP, for radar and GPS services?
Why don't you keep
That's
an eye
fine.
on? Why don't you watch his back while he goes in there?
That sounds good. I'll fly overhead.
What's your prowl skill at?
My prowl skill is. Gad, you put me on the spot. Give me 1 second. I gotta figure out what the percentage is.
While they're doing this, I'm bagging the bodies, searched them,
Yep.
probably picking up the
Okay.
one good rifle they had.
Then tell me, what do you got for skills there, lady? Kind of rip them off for me. I don't need weapon skills or combat skills, but non-combat stuff.
Let's see, we got chemicals,
Ooh,
pathology,
44.
survival skills.
Stop. One at a time. Do it again, lady.
You don't need to know about the thieving skills.
I heard the word pathology.
Yes.
Yes, roll that.
Part of
please.
my
Roll that, please.
percentage. 46, and it's a 67, so I was
Sweet.
under.
And make sure that you guys remember, every time you roll a skill, you get 50 experience points. Isn't it 50? I think it's 50.
25.
25.
We could have got
25.
50, guys.
I'm not cheating him.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not either.
We're playing. Yeah, okay, but you do get it. Just make sure you make the little marks, right? Because, yeah, it's 25. There it is. Just keep that in mind. All right, so you succeed in your thing as you're kind of checking the bodies and you're prepping them and bagging them for disposal at a later date. And one thing you notice as you're looking through the pathology here, uh, they are there's two males and a female. They are incredibly emaciated and malnourished. They're absolutely filthy, which is bizarre. I know Hollywood likes to make everybody filthy, but that's not realistic. Humanity does not walk around filthy. We don't. We clean our hands and our face. We clean ourselves. But nevertheless, they are filthy. You're pretty sure that they are all diseased in some way or another. And you notice, more importantly, that all of them on their the center of their chest, dead in the center, right on the sternum bone, there is a brand.
Slaves.
Calling my cohort before he slips off.
Oh, they're gone.
Damn.
This is I'm just saying what's happened while they're doing their things.
I'm here with you.
You can communicate later.
I can communicate now.
No,
South
no,
Africa.
they're doing something while you're doing this. This takes you time.
Okay.
This is
All
a
right.
side thing. It's not involved with what they're doing. Now, do you have any skills or because Ironback is right there next to you, so he's probably helping you move the bodies around actually.
Yeah.
Do either one of you have any kind of skills that would give you knowledge of slave brands or logos or insignia?
Terrorist, criminal from espionage, terrorism, paramilitary. I can't say that right.
Bill?
I have intelligence gathering, for espionage, but that's the only thing. Nothing streetwise.
Okay. Neither one of you recognize this particular brand. I mean, there are some brands that any Legionnaire would recognize, right? These are not. This brand is not one you recognize. The only part of it that you do recognize is in the lower left-hand corner of the brand. There is a double-headed eagle, which is certainly a symbol you've seen often enough.
What is that symbol?
The double-headed eagle is one of the imperial symbols.
Imperial.
Yeah, more than likely you guys don't have one anymore, but your standard bearer of your cohort probably had a standard that had a double eagle, maybe several. It's very imperial symbol, double-headed black eagle.
It must be prisoners, escaped prisoners, possibly.
Yeah. Okay, GOP. Now you're just in the back, kind of watching his back tower, so we don't need a roll from you. But GOP, we do need a prowl roll from you, which is stealth in this
Okay.
game for all those you listening.
All right, let me pull this up real quick, and that's my 100.
You guys don't forget to share out, and let's get some more people in here. Chop, chop, chop.
I rolled a 23. I'm good.
Okay, good. All right, so you are able to slink yourself up to this cliff face, this butte base here, and I kind of was showing the Hellfast hole just so you guys can see the terrain, right? I probably need to throw some just terrain pictures up in here, but that's all right. We're growing and developing the game as we go. But anyway, you work your way up. You get up right to where you can get a good angle looking in, and where you guys were parked and set up your camp, you couldn't see the small, very small campfire that's inside that cave. But from this angle, you can see it, right? And because it's a little bit out of your around the corner, out of your vision, and in there around the fire, you see 5 people milling around. They seem to be doing something at the fire, so maybe preparing food or something. They're just milling about. What do you want to do?
Okay. Is there any additional information? Do they look like they have supplies, or are they?
You can't tell that from where you are. Although the flickering light is kind of illuminating them, parts of them from time to time. They seem to be in rags, tattered rags. They seem filthy. They're skinny as hell.
All right, it's all I can see through my sniper scope. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. I just I just relay through my headset mic all the relevant information to my party.
Okay.
Because
should
we have headset mics. Just letting you guys remember that.
Yeah, we
So
do.
if you want to convey information to me, you could use those.
Okay,
Right.
so
And a telepath.
right,
So.
that's right. So
Yeah.
now, lady, is
Yes.
in essence your turn again. So you could relay information to GOP that you just figured out.
What we have here in our camp is 2 males and 1 female. They are very malnourished. They may have been escaped slaves. And I took a picture of the thing. Does anybody know what the double-headed eagle is?
It's a imperial symbol.
It is, but the brand itself, of course,
Oh.
is bigger. That has more to it than that. GOP, do you or Tower? Do you guys have any kind of skills that would let you understand imperial branding, insignia, or anything like that?
Oh, what about military etiquette? Is that
Oh,
something?
that
Is
would
this
be
something I
good.
can recognize?
There you go.
Well, I've
Oh,
got
I've
that
got
too.
that.
I'm gonna roll on that.
Everybody has that.
Yep. Yeah, I'll give a roll on that. While I'm mulling it over in my head, I'm like, maybe that is where's my 10-sided die? Okay, right there. I'm not recognizing it. Why don't you take a look at it there, Rosa? What do you think?
Well, she's trying to get a really good picture of it with her new camera or used camera. I rolled a 34 on it, so I
That's
would
it.
recognize it.
So your etiquette, what's your etiquette?
62.
Oh yeah, so you would if you could.
Okay. Anybody else make the roll?
I got a 13.
Okay.
You got
Oh, you made it.
GOP.
I failed.
Okay. So Tower and Lady. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You guys recognize it. That is. There's a couple little things in it you don't recognize, so it probably just means it's a branding insignia of the 8th Legion. And as soon as you say that out loud, you all immediately kind of get chills down your spine. The 8th Legion is the legion that is sent in. They're kind of like a black beret, right? They're the ones that are sent in to just kill every fucking thing in sight. They're a terrorist-based legion. That's their job, to bring terror. There's stories abound of the 8th Legion. They are terrifying monsters in the mind of everybody. Well, how much of that is true? Well, who knows, right? But the 8th Legion is pretty nasty business.
I don't know about y'all, but I don't think they're worth it. They don't know we're here. Let's get back on the main task. They have no money for us.
They're also diseased.
Ew, those dirty buggers.
Yeah, I'd rather not get involved with something like that if I don't have to.
We
All right.
we should leave. Should we leave a sandwich on their front door and just eat out?
Oh my god.
Please. I mean, they're hungry. Let's just fucking throw a sandwich in the hole or something and just leave.
No.
Let's
wait
go.
till wait before we leave, and wherever we killed their friends, we'll leave some survival food there.
Okay.
How's
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I mean, it'd be the least we could do is leave a little bit of food at the door, like where they'll find it, but they won't see us leave it. We could leave a little message. Sorry we killed your friend.
Stop. We don't want them to know that we found their base. We want to get out before.
Right. That's why you leave it where their bodies were found, or leave their bodies there too. Well, no, we're taking their bodies. Never mind.
All right.
We're gonna see there was a scuffle.
Don't leave anything.
Blood on
Don't
the
leave
ground.
anything. Let's go.
So you guys pack up real quick, and you guys head, we'll say, a dozen miles down the road, and stop to get a little bit of shut eye before the dawn comes to you.
And I'm gonna bury these people deep.
Sure.
I'll do.
All right.
They didn't look like military type people, right? No brand on the
I'm gonna
car,
help with big
deck.
bowls.
Sorry, everyone
One
talking at
at
once.
a time. Lady,
We didn't see no brand on their necks, right? They weren't military.
they are slaves.
They were slaves.
They had a
Yeah.
slave brand, which is center chest. Like I said, you guys have military branding, but free man or not, there are no slaves in the military actually.
Mm,
There's some that serve the military, but they're not actually in the military. That would be
got it.
incredibly dishonorable. You don't do that. But
Uh,
your branding is on your neck, and like I said, even the high-ranking, leaders of the Legion, free human, actual humans have the same brand as well. So it's not a slave brand, but
It's their
slave
dog
brands,
tags.
right? That's what they are. But the slaves inside the empire get a brand on their sternum. That's how it works. All right, so you guys, you bury the bodies. You guys get some shut eye. Dawn cracks across the plain, and it is quite beautiful. This is a savanna, so it's slightly drier than It's not like this perfect green valley type of thing, but it is still stunningly beautiful as the sun emblazons the grasses that go as far as you can see, because you guys are up against the mountains, right? Of the northern mountain range, and you're following that to get to where you're going. But it is truly beautiful. You're seeing animals starting to move around. Or stop moving around because nighttime, of course, is time for certain animals to move, and you guys begin to move yourself. Now, as you guys are moving through the day, um, it's a nice day. There's no rain, which of course we don't get tons of rain here, but seasonal anyway. And you guys are moving along, and you have yourself a good day of travel. Nothing happens. There's no encounters. You guys see some, animals, herd animals here or there. You saw. Oh, the only thing that kind of got your alert up is you saw a wagon train that. These are certainly not super rich ones because they are using wheeled vehicles, but then again, so are you. And you pass them; they're moving quite slowly, heading somewhere. So that's the only thing that happened during the day was the wagon train. Do you want to stop and interact with them, or just pass them by?
we just need to get to our destination, I think.
Well, let's see where they're headed. Let's find out a little bit about our foe by knowing the surroundings around us.
Well,
You want to?
that would be you, GOP.
Yep.
Okay. What are we pulling up alongside of one
Probably.
of the
Yeah. I mean,
wagons?
yeah, you're riding shotgun. I'll pull up and drive up.
Now these are motorized vehicles, of course. This is not
Yeah,
horse and
yeah,
cart,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So roll the window down.
All right.
Um.
You pull up alongside one of them. This is a truck that's actually bigger than yours, and it seems to have a bunch of people in the back that are just kind of sitting for the ride. But you are towing it is towing a trailer, and on that trailer is one of those. It's a bit old-fashioned, but you've seen them. You've probably even you, I'd say Bill's probably actually used this kind of thing before. It's basically a type of multi-tooled excavator, right? It can dig and it can it can cut and it can load and it can pull. It's a very useful tool if you're going to start a farm. And you're sitting there looking at the driver, which you see across the way, and he's everyone here seems to be they've been on the road and they're not perfectly clean, but they're not like the scrubs you just ran into. Go ahead, GOP.
Yeah. All right. I kind of wave at him to smile and wave just to try and get him to roll his window down.
Hmm.
Uh. Hello there, friend. A lovely day, isn't it? I'm just curious. Where are you guys heading?
Now, I don't need to have any rolls for this. You guys, as you kind of came up right alongside, you see there are many guns being held and people looking at you. No one's
Hmm.
pointing anything at you directly yet, but they're certainly aware of your presence and they are on alert. He looks over and he says, "Yeah, it's a good day, beautiful morning. How are you?"
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Now
Just
this
driving through. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, this guy, he's bulky fella, and he's got himself a mauve skin, and he has four eyes.
Oh, all
Um,
right.
during the conversation, I'm gonna in my mic. I'm gonna tell Mercedes, do surface scan, see if any of these people are putting off anything that would help us with our quarry. If there's any vibes here from, or if they're going to be, if they're settlers or are they bandits?
Sure. Let's let GOP continue his conversation. Go ahead, GOP.
Yeah, we're on a few days trip. Have some work on ahead of us. Just saw you guys on the road with us and figured I'd say hi.
Well, hi, morning to you. Where you heading?
That's some. Do we know the specific
No,
plays?
you don't.
Okay, we just. Oh,
Now
we just
you
have
could
some
have done
coordinates.
research and on the
That's
coordinates
true.
and figured
Someone
out.
did do research.
I
Oh,
don't
who did
recall
we?
anyone doing any research.
I
Yeah, I
did.
didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I did.
What research did you do?
We did maps, and
Oh,
I,
you did do maps. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yes, you're
yeah,
heading to the coordinates are equivalent to a little place that was you couldn't find on every map, but you did. Well, what did you get for a roll when you made that? Oh, yeah, screw that. You did find one reference to it that there seems to be some, you know, boom little boom village that's going on over there called Blackwater.
Well, I'll just tell them. Oh, you know what? Can I do a in? Well, I guess it'd be an insight check. I don't think there's a specific thing though for insight. Um, would that be under interrogation? I know that's kind of broad, but I don't see like a specific insight check.
that's
No,
because insight's bullshit.
true.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you don't need to make a roll. What is it you want?
I um I want to discern if he's well. You know what I should do before I do that? I should just I'm gonna kind of let him know generally where I'm going, and see what his reaction is to
Oh,
it.
well, then do it.
Okay. You said the town was Blackwater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we actually have some work up ahead in Blackwater. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Oh no, I never been there. But we're gonna stop there for resupply.
Oh, well, maybe we'll see you there.
Oh, yeah, certainly. You got a speedy little vehicle. I'm sure you'll get there way ahead of us, though.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful trip because I don't honestly don't think that there's well actually I'll do my insight to see if I can glean anything from his reaction to that uh to me
Okay.
letting him know where we're going. Uh it's a 43. Um okay.
Yeah. Did you succeed?
You said what did we say that we were doing? We were doing an interrogation with it or no?
No, I don't. Unless you have a specific skill that reads
Oh,
people's
okay.
body language, then you don't really have that. But
Okay.
it doesn't matter. You do have a psychic doing something right now. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
no, the dude just seems friendly. He's just heading on his day. He doesn't seem. There's nothing out of sorts at all.
I don't know. That truck bed may be full of
When
zombie
they
parts.
said the Blackwater, did he think anything Pacific?
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
You don't get anything from these people at all, lady.
All right.
They seem to they're a little worried and apprehensive. They're heading to a place that is called Rockjaw Canyon. And there seems to be some they do have a secret though, because with the conversation going on, the guys with the guns particularly are worried if you're what you're up to. But there seems to be possibly maybe uh, opals that have been discovered in Rockjaw Canyon, and they're going to be doing opal mining. But it's a big secret, lady. Don't tell anyone.
Of course.
Good job, Mercedes. All right.
Okay. So this is just kind of scenery. Let's just keep going. I think that-
All right, you guys travel on beyond them, and uh, sorry, go ahead, Bill.
No, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And as the day goes, within because they're moving along too at a pace. They're just not as fast as you guys can move. You do have a pretty good pilot driver here, and eventually, as the twilight starts to come on, they're lost in the distance to you. You don't see them anymore, and you guys eventually get to a point where. You want to set up camp once again. Traveling in the savannah at night is not the greatest idea. If you guys had a ship where you're above, airborne, it would be fine, and of course you'd be there already. But in
Mhm.
the savannah, the problem is a lot of things start moving at nighttime, predators in particular. And you don't want to smash into one of them. It could be damaging to your vehicle. It's just not
Oh yeah.
it's not good to travel at night in this place. So you guys set up your stop, and you set up your little bit of camp, having food and a little bit of chat amongst yourself. And whilst I make an encounter roll, who's the cook here anyway? Who does the cooking mainly? Probably the quartermaster, I would say.
The
I would
woman.
say that too.
The woman, the
You want
woman,
Oh my
hair in your food?
god!
the
You
woman.
want hair? You want hair in your food?
No, yeah, that's right.
You know,
I'm not hairy at all. My hands are clean.
I
Palms.
almost took
I've rubbed all
my
the hair.
pistol.
I've rubbed all the hair off my palms, so they're good.
There you
So
go.
yeah, I could
You had
cook.
hairy palms.
Yep,
Oh
sure did.
God, that joke is still going around so many decades later. My God. But anyway, I rolled very high, which means no encounters. Aw. But
I did tell him that he had no recollection of the black water place. They were heading to another
they're heading
canyon.
beyond it. If you
But I
guys
don't tell him about the opals. We don't need
Well,
to know about
if you bother to check the maps that you have,
yeah.
Rockjaw Canyon is on the map. Any map would have that on there. It isn't
Uh-huh.
listed as an occupation place, but
Yeah.
that's like a month's travel. That's like that's the very end. Well, in the vehicles, it wouldn't be a month, because they are moving along. So a couple weeks away, but it's at the very edge of the savannah. It's very far. So these guys have a long journey ahead of them, but it is on the map. Whereas in most maps don't have Blackwater because it's new, right? And
All
you
right.
you don't even know why it's new. You don't know. You can't find any information offhand of why, what's going on there. That it's starting to show up on maps because there are many little towns and farming communities in the savannah, particularly that are not marked. Like I said, there's been a boom here. A lot of people are coming because this is a very important planet, and as time goes by, it's going to become more and more wealthy. So people who are homesteaders, it's not a bad idea to homestead on a planet that's going to become wealthy, right? So that's you're getting a lot of action here. But nevertheless, you guys stop for the night. You have no encounters whatsoever, and it's peaceful. And I don't know, is the woman cooking again? I don't know who's cooking.
No, I can cook.
Okay, I just kind of
I
figure the
I br-
quartermaster would cook.
I could. I brought all the supplies. I know what we're doing here.
Yeah,
So yeah,
you kind of
yeah.
babysit them in a way. You probably see them as
You kind of have to.
yeah. Well, no, you probably have a kind of quartermasters tend to have a fatherly take on their men, right?
Indeed.
I can
I
send it as
serve. I serve because I care, and they're my family. So yeah, I hook up the propane grill and start.
I light it for you.
There you go.
propane and propane accessories.
And yep, boil up some water for the taters and throw some meat on it. And no meat because I don't want to bring any animals in here. So we're just doing veggies right now.
Sure,
Oh,
we,
Lots
I'm
of
sure you have
veggies.
canned stuff.
Yeah, there's canned meat, canned salmon. So
I do dig a hole to put the trash in.
we did bury the people at the last stop.
Yeah,
So okay,
yeah.
all right. Because I don't.
Hey, Bill, do you have Kit Kat bars on you?
No, I don't. I didn't think of that.
And
Shit.
yeah, good pressing buttons there, Tower. During the night though, I don't know how you guys keep your devices, but anybody who has a device, because let's just keep them. We have like tablet, smartphone type of things, obviously in this era,
Right.
and you all get a ping at the same time, whether you're awake or not. And this you get a report or I don't know, a DM, I guess, and it's from Sammy. Now, Sammy was your oh, my brain just left me. Uh, he's the one that goes and sets the bombs and munitions off. There's a word for that.
Demolitions.
No, it's I was thinking of the older word.
Tunnel rat.
Sap.
A sapper. Oh,
Sapper.
thank God. Someone's here with a brain. Yes. He was the sapper in your cohort, and he's just kind of he put out a you guys are not together anymore, but you still have communication channels open, right? And Sammy is telling you that your the legate who was assigned to your group who was a human. Well, you might not have, whether you liked him or not. He did try to do his job. He has died,
Oh.
and they don't have any information, but it seems weird because your legate that you had, we'll say his name is let's give him a name I'll never remember. Quantalyticus.
What?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Contalictus?
Quantalyticus. And
Quanta.
Quantalyticus, Quanta,
Ew.
he was one of those legates that fought from the front. So you probably respected him,
Ooh.
even though he was a human. But they don't know. Sammy doesn't know why or how, but it's odd because that was one tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, I was. I'm spelling that phonetically too.
You go.
So
You go. See what
Bill,
studying
Oh,
Latin does for
man.
you?
yeah, right. What the hell? There's something fishy about that. We're gonna have to check that out when we get back.
do you have a candle, Bill?
Aw.
No.
Oh no, but let's all have a
Can we
moment of
set a
silence.
Do you
We need
have
a
Can we set a bush on fire then?
no.
It's
It's just no. This whole place is a tinder bush. It's a tinder box.
That'd be
Let's
one
just
hell of a fire for our friend.
Hey.
have a moment of silence, please. Old Blue, a moment, and then iron back involuntarily. All right.
Okay, good.
All
It's
right.
the beans.
Write that down, please. Make sure you guys keep a note. That's a noteworthy point I just made. Wink, wink.
Lieutenant
A
Q. All
lick
right.
ass
Wink,
died.
wink.
Got you.
Am I winking enough, GOP?
I think so. You might need a little bit more, but you're
Okay,
almost
Oh,
there.
no, I might not got that.
Chester. How do you spell that? Lick ass died.
Quantalyticus. It's clearly spelled as it's spelled.
All right.
Lieutenant Q.
Well,
UW.
Sure, why not?
A
Should we do a 21
Double A.
Q-U-A-N-T
double
A
double A
L-I-C-I-O-U-S.
double L.
Oh, I literally just wrote lick ass died. Got you.
Yeah, that's not going to help. All right. So the next day dawns. Once again, it's another beautiful day on the savannah, and you're kind of much further away from the Hellfast Hole where you guys were that you had seen before, and you're seeing much more wildlife today than you did yesterday. Matter of fact, there's some pretty large herd animals off in the distance that are ridiculously huge. But that's this planet has that kind of thing. And you guys travel on through the day, and oh, nice! Finally, as you guys are driving along, of course, our pilot, our hairy pilot, is driving. There's a lot of hair in this. You must have horrible times with your fashion there, GOP.
Oh, Chester? I am
That
scaly.
I'm I'm constantly having one of those little rollers on my outfit.
Yes, and so you shed then. They're all shedist. They shed. But anyway, give me detect ambush rolls, please.
that was an encounter roll that he was so happy about. Yay, yeah.
Clearly,
I'm certain. Okay. Detect
Uh,
ambush rolls.
Yep.
I succeeded.
Good.
I'm trying to find mine.
36.
That's a winner. I got a 22 out of 47.
Got a
Okay.
52.
Now, as you guys drove along,
49.
you like I said, you're up against the mountains here, and there's got mountains and you got buttes, and just think of the Midwest savanna, right? As far as what it looks like here, we're not in Badlands; it's actual green all around you, but it is
Okay.
kind of that idea. But as you come, there's obviously a canyon opening here. And it kind of just as you're driving along, it just opens up right there on the left hand side of you, because that's where the north is. You guys are heading east, right? And all of you, all I'm assuming everyone made the roll. I heard, so all of you see this immediately. Now you're not actually being ambushed. I just use that for. I just use that. But what you do see is a bunch of how do I explain this? You see a bunch of dudes. There's maybe 20 of them. They're all on hover bikes, and they have all kind of weird clothing and patches and leather straps and armor and stuff on them. They definitely look banditry. But one thing you can see through all of that is these 20 certainly were or are legionnaires. They're not in uniform, so they must be ex-legionnaires. They're definitely veterans like you. And what they're doing is they're circling around, shooting and murderlating another wagon train. Now, this wagon train is really big. There's about 50 vehicles involved. It's quite large. But these 20, there's fires places, they're shooting, grenades are going off. There's a full on battle happening off to the left of you. Now, I'd say it's probably 1,000 yards away, right? And what do you want to do?
I don't think this is our fight, guys. Like, we have.
Pull that tail from between your legs, boy. These are our men, and we're getting us some hover bikes.
Let's go kick some ass.
We can take sniper positions. We sneak up on them.
Yep.
Fuck a sniper. I'm gonna bitch slap the fuck out of him.
No. We're outnumbered 5-1.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah.
Actually, I have a
Stop.
sniper rifle. I can fly in the air and snipe them from like the sky.
Oh, and they can always see you and shoot at you.
Yeah, you make a perfect target up against, unless you have the sun directly behind you. Okay, and
I mean,
if you can maintain that would keep you somewhat safe, except for other implements of vision that they probably have as well. So we're going to go up on the side of this canyon as fast as we can, get positions about 300 to 400 yards out, and start laying them out. Those are the kind of that weapons that we have, I assume.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you guys get Tower pulls the truck, and you guys get out of sight as quick as possible and head up toward the side of the closer to the mountains. You disembark, and you guys get yourself into a position.
Now we're
Now,
gonna take that detect ambush, so we could reverse that and set ambush. So I want to be able like detect a place where an ambush is good and not just where we'll be ambushed. You know what I mean?
sure.
So also I want to take advantage of my prodigious strength. So as they and when they do spot us and come after us, I want to avalanche. So I'm looking for an area that has that
That
advantage.
you can trigger an
Well, the
avalanche.
the closest you can get, well, they're not close enough to anything to where avalanche would be useful. They're in the wide open. The
Okay.
closest you can get would put you and still be on the mountain and use it for cover, or in the rocky terrain because there's a big opening to a canyon where the fight's going on. And you guys, so probably a box canyon. You don't know, but it might be an entrance to a box canyon. And you guys, the closest you can get yourself is about 150 yards away from this, and that's on the very edge of it because the wagon train, the vehicles have kind of circled themselves. Even though there are a lot of vehicles here, most of them are just they're not so different than the van you're driving. There are a few larger vehicles that are pulling, working equipment and stuff like that. But the people are shooting back, but they have very conventional type of shotguns and stuff like that. These dudes that are riding around, you notice a couple things. One, you see a couple of shots hit into a couple of the riders, but shields seem to spark off. You've seen these fighting shields before. And although you're not, your group is more of a recon type of cohort, so you probably didn't have a lot of that equipment, but you've seen it before. Also, there are all kind of weaponry being used and held by these bandits, but many of them are holding and using Imperial repeaters.
Uh,
Crack.
this
No.
not just because
No.
they have better weapons than us, but the fact that maybe they aren't really bandits. Like this could be like I get it, they're not in uniform, but
But they
Yeah,
clearly
maybe
are
that
legionary.
wagon's
You can
bad
tell.
people.
They're
This
not.
could
All
be a
right.
Legion
They don't
8.
look too different from you guys. Now, keep in mind, and I keep mentioning Imperial Repeater, and I'm doing it intentionally. An
Yeah.
Imperial Repeater does 66 damage, just so you know.
All right.
No.
There's
Mercedes,
no.
see what teep these guys. See what you can find out.
All right.
Both sides. I gotta use the bio break. Be right back.
Make one roll. Trying to read the thoughts. Surface thoughts of.
Do the wagon train too.
I will, but I can only do one thing at a time. Hang on, let me find my score points. 4 more points.
Yeah.
That's 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows and 6 psych points. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there one that's like back from the others, like on the outer part of the circle that is
No.
like
No.
not giving orders? Okay.
No, not in particular. No.
Get into one of their heads then,
All
if
right.
possible.
And
He can, if he's aware of it, he can roll a saving throw.
well, you guys are at range, so it's automatic surprise, as it were, right?
Okay.
And that's how this game works. But all right, you get into his head, and he's just thinking to himself. He's going to get himself some resources. He's going to get himself definitely going to get himself a girl. Matter of fact, he think he saw one before. He hopes she doesn't get shot. He's going to and he's going to make the boss really happy. He's going to make the boss super happy.
Who's the boss?
You don't know. He's just
He
saying
doesn't
boss,
think
and
the boss?
he's not.
There's
He's
not a
thinking.
picture of the boss in his
He's
head?
thinking boss.
Boss, okay.
Yeah.
all right, so they're raiders, which means we can kill them.
And they're all mutants, by the way. Of course, you're used to that. You guys are Legionnaires, legions.
I
At least
informed them.
your interaction with legions was a lot of mutants. Now there are whole entire legions that are only human. You know that, but
Yeah.
it's not strange to see mutant legionnaires at all.
So our options here are see how many we can take out before they come after us, and then get into bloody wet works, or watch and observe and see what we can find out about them, and then blend in with them.
Okay, this is the way it
I don't
works.
think we can blend in. We don't have hovercrafts. We can't blend in.
Well, hold
Not
on.
now, but later.
Well, hold on
Okay.
a second. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Before we get into any of that, a lady was doing something else. She was checking the homesteaders as well.
Yes,
Okay.
checking homesteaders.
Okay. The homesteaders are actually heading to this canyon. They were all they were relaxed and happy because, hey, we made it. And this is a box canyon, and they were looking to come in here and set up and do some mining. There seems to be quite a good bit of mining along this mountain range. And
Okay.
they have. It doesn't matter who you're reading. They have pooled their money together, and they were able to buy this land. And they just arrived. Everyone was so excited, and they're coming from much further away than Tyr, by the way. They're
Yeah.
coming from the other city, Minerva, I think I called it.
A bigger
Uh,
city. Okay.
yeah. But then they've had to deal with a couple little problems here and there along the way, but they just got hit by a bunch of damn raiders, and they're desperate and panicky, and as
Which
they
way
do,
did the raiders come from? Do they know?
ahead of them.
Okay.
So now this is the way it's got to work. You guys get one free round, and then you'll get a second round. And that's if any of them actually, and I'll make a roll, decide to actually come and deal with you. If they do, you get another round because they have to cover the distance, right? They
We
aren't
should
hover.
probably be with. Oh, sorry.
Well, they aren't hover
I,
bikes, so they can cover it in a round. Go ahead.
I was just going to say we should probably be close enough to our vehicle where we can get into it within a round.
They're going to be able to
You're
catch
a
it.
long way away from your vehicle.
Yeah. They will
Oh,
catch
okay.
us in the
You're
vehicle.
way far away. Yeah, you're a good 800 yards away from your vehicle, dude. Yeah.
So
Okay.
again, that gives us these are the options. It's either we observe what our enemy is doing and then ingratiate our way into their team to take out their boss, or we whittle down their ranks, and this will hurt. But I think we can do some damage to quite a few of them. Knowing that they're mutants, they'll have powers too. So
They have guns that will absolutely fucking kill us.
Oh yes,
Well,
yes they do.
Let,
Yeah.
those
let's
are
not.
they
There's
they
like
have
20 of them.
they do
They have
yeah.
motorcycles. They will kick our ass.
That's
What
true.
if we took
Let's just
away
leave them the fuck
weapons?
alone.
Well, that's too many.
Well,
They're
hold
not
on.
our target. They're not our target. Let's just leave them alone and keep going towards our target.
Well,
We are half a day away from Blackwater. I'm certain these are the guys. I could be wrong, but I do think they have our hover bikes and our repeater guns, and we need to get them from them.
yeah. Well, GP, while this conversation is going on, and you got your sniper rifle, sniper rifle. This is sniper rifle.
yes.
It's a new type
Sniper.
of special rifle. But you got your sniper rifle. You're looking and waiting for the go, right? And you're looking through. Why don't you give me an intelligence roll, please? I mean the skill
All right.
intelligence.
I rolled a 19, so yeah, I made
Okay.
it.
As you're kind of looking and choosing a target, and just listening to the conversation going on behind you, you get one of these guys is coming kind of right at you in the scope, as it were, so you can get a full frontal view of the guy. And he seems to be a bit of a bovine-based mutant, and he's got himself, all kind of accoutrement on him, but like I said, it's very raiderish. However, you do notice that on his dirty brown outrider jacket that he's wearing, he does have looks like it was literally stitched into the jacket. You see, he's got a Legionnaire badge.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
Is
yeah, go ahead.
well, you said he looks kind of bullish, or well,
Bovine. He looks like a
bovine.
half
Okay,
bull.
yeah. Uh, so is because Arjun, he kind of looked like that, didn't he? Or am I wrong?
No,
Is this the guy we're looking for or no?
No, it's not the picture of
no,
Arjun that you'd seen. I'll throw that
no.
up in the little window real quick if you'd like. There's Arjun.
Okay.
And no, it's not him at all. This guy, matter of fact, doesn't have horns, but you probably shouldn't say that. He's probably sensitive. But he's definitely got kind of a cowish face. Give me a military etiquette roll, please.
Okay. Terry etiquettes. That's a 16, so that one also succeeds.
8th Legion, 12th cohort.
Oh, oh. I let them know. I let the party know. We're communicating telepathically still, I'm guessing.
Oh well, or on your mics, either way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make her burn ISP she doesn't have to burn, dude.
Okay. No, fair enough.
All right, let's back away real slow.
Erasing our tracks as well.
yeah.
Erasing our tracks as well.
We have to.
Yeah, I'll do a wilderness survival to make sure we're not seen.
Yeah.
So you guys back up. All right.
Yeah.
So you spend I don't know, a couple of hours. You guys kind of try to camouflage your van, I would assume, and just kind of stay in hiding, where at least you can keep an eye on things a little bit. The combat ends. They have won. You hear a lot of screaming and shooting and well, rape and pillage. You know how it goes.
This is a bad scene.
It is
This
a
is bad scene.
a very bad scene, and
But we couldn't do anything about this.
well, that would have been a rough
Remember,
fight for
see,
sure.
this is what I hear. I even got one that can kill you with one shot. This was that place. That's what I think.
Now, here's the thing. One of you, I don't care who, I would assume it's probably Bill. You're going and looking over the wanted information again, right? And nowhere in there does it say anything about Arjun, 8th Legion, 12th cohort. You don't see anything about anything other than veteran. But as you're going through and you're looking, they do have a couple of pictures of Arjun. You do see one, and you kind of zoom in on it, and sure enough, he has a 8th Legion, 12th cohort badge.
Yeah,
Might have
these
been
are the
nice
guys.
to give you that information in the wanted poster, don't you think?
Yeah, before we took it.
One of those messages back to what's his name? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you know who these
I
guys
don't.
are?
Ooh, I don't know if I do that.
Really?
I don't know if I would do anything
Fine.
electronic that goes beyond your face.
No.
Okay. I think it's time to go back to town.
Don't do anything electronic that you don't expect the entire world to see.
Yeah, well,
We gotta
and you
lose-
guys, I'm saying it to you because as soldiers, you know that, especially recon.
okay.
You're all recon, right?
Yeah.
No, you are. You're a recon cohort of whatever legion you're in. I can't remember.
So I say now is the time when they start to settle down and they sleep on their booties. We go in and replace 4 of them.
No,
Exactly.
we
Now,
cannot do that. They know each other.
Sure.
They're brothers in arm.
Yeah.
That's all right. I think we can pull that off.
Stealthy if there's no one left to tell the tale.
They may be skilled killers, but we're military espionage. We're infiltrators.
You can name.
We don't
Well, hold on a
complete the.
second. Hold on a second. You can name every member of your cohort right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like they're just gonna. So 4 random people. Like it's not like it's 1,000 people.
No,
you know,
there's no.
it's not like it's an army. It's like it's within a few dozen people. It's like they're gonna immediately recognize us as not being one of them.
Oh, but we should just start killing them off, like stealth, like wearing full gear, helmets and whatnot.
As you guys are
Why don't we
talking,
run those fucks over with the van?
We're whispering. We're not talking.
yeah, I know you guys are in the van. You've camouflaged yourself. You're fine. You like I said, your recon. You guys do this much better than they do this. As far as hiding, you're good at that. But as you guys are talking, though, you hear and there's a whole nother larger group of hover bikes are showing up, and they got themselves like a hover tank with them.
Oh
Mm,
no!
I
So,
feel like there's a running
Dude,
theme with the bounties where they aren't very high compared to the level of challenge. Like they're all higher challenge.
well, I'm
uh,
glad you're catching that, GOP.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
you got to but keep
There,
in mind why did this happen? So you're looking at around 50 people here now. And I'm sure immediately you guys pay attention, you get scopes out and you look at everything, and Arjun is leading them. Matter of fact,
Hmm.
he's sitting on the outside of the hover tank, happily approaching the casualty of wagons here. And what you're noticing is, like I said, the name of the person who made the bounty. This is coming from a town, and they gathered the money they could to get a bounty. So bounty prices don't necessarily match the challenge that you're meeting. Imperial bounties are probably better, a lot better, and more accurate. Relic hunting is certainly more profitable, etc., etc. So, but anyway, you got about 50 of them here. They're well armed. Matter of fact, in that scuffle, it doesn't seem like any of them dropped. Not one. Although there's a couple of bikes down and they're pissed about it and kicking on them and stuff
um,
like that. But now
um,
you have a couple of wagons that you couldn't see behind the tank as well, hover wagons or hover trucks. And as they get, you get guys kind of jump out of those and come over and start help working on these broken bikes. But you get about 50 people, probably more closer to 60, but there's a good a dozen of them or so that seem to be more. Kind of like the camp that follows the Legion. You know what I mean? Helpers,
Yeah.
mechanics, repairmen, blacksmith type of stuff. There's about a dozen of those. So Arjun's here, and you guys are, like I said, you're in a pretty good position. You took the time to prepare yourself. And Arjun jumps off the tank. He goes over, and another guy walks over to him. He's kind of a skinny fella. He's got light blue skin and the most tall and radical neon green mohawk you've ever seen. He comes over and he hands a box to Arjun. Arjun holds it in his little hand because he is freaking gigantic, by the way. And he's looking inside and he smiles and chuckles. And another guy comes over and throws now keep in mind, these settlers are human, right? They're not mutants. These are humans. He throws
Mm.
a blonde, fairly attractive lady at his feet. He laughs. He grabs her by the head, and he's like, bring me another one." And he just pops her head. Just pops it. Drops her.
is Arjun a fat fuck?
He's a big, big,
He's the
fluffy fella.
leader of them.
He's
I'm
fluffy.
not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to pick him up, am I? And fly.
Oh.
No.
I don't know
Yeah,
what your
we're not.
strength is. I mean, you
Oh
guys are
well,
mutants yourself, so I mean, Bill could probably
yeah.
toss him around. I'm
Um,
assuming. I'd say he's.
my
You guys see the picture.
I
He's
hear
probably around. Let
we
me.
do the intelligence, we gather the intelligence,
31.
we take it back.
I have 31 strength, so I'm not curious
You
if I
could
could.
probably pick him up. You could probably pick him up.
I
Yeah.
wonder. I wonder, Bill. I wonder if I don't know if this would like fuck me up though, because I have hands for feet. If I could just like swoop in, grab his ass, and then fly away as fast as humanly possible.
You might be
And
able to
then
do
hope-
that and only get half
Because
a
I
dozen shots off on you. However, you would have him to deal with.
well, that's the thing. I could just fucking drop his ass from like 300 feet in the air. I'm sure it's not going to feel very well when he lands. but it probably won't kill him.
You're gonna piss him the hell off.
Bill,
And
do
how
you
many
have
people got
any?
wings?
Do you have any kind of assessment type of skill?
I'm just seeing if this plan would
Hold
even
on.
work.
I get what you're saying. It's probably suicide, but let me get this out of Bill. Bill, do you have any kind of
lem-
assessment skill, meaning to size this guy up, being a warrior?
no, there really is anything like that. I mean, I have 3 forms of unarmed combat, so I think I can have some kind
Yeah,
of
no,
understanding.
you're knowledgeable. So you're looking
Yeah,
at him and you're like, that'd be a straight up fight, dude. Straight up. Right? Meaning, because a lot of times in combat, most of the time in combat, you're not in much danger, right? Because you're an absolute tank, right? This guy is probably going to be very similar to your ability. You don't know necessarily superior, but similar.
but I like where you're going with it, though, Blue.
I like the way you think.
The
They
the
hear growl from a furry
is like
girl.
the way I see this is our options to complete this contract. It this can't
Can we
obviously can't be
sabotage?
this obviously can't be done head on. There's no way. They have a massive amount of firearms, ordnance, and able-bodied shock troopers. So
What if we sabotage their bikes? Like rigged them to blow?
You can't
that
get close enough to do that.
well, not right
Yeah.
at this moment, but I think if we could follow them and find their base, we could start to put a plan together. I'm starting to put a plan together. I think I just wonder if we have enough time to pull this off. Now he's wanted alive, which makes it even more of a problem.
Yeah.
But if we can get him somewhat anesthetized and then drop him from, maybe 300 feet, then we could have him out for a few days to get him wherever we need to take him. But to separate him from his cohort is the problem.
He is
Well,
leader
I'm
of
going to
the
put
8th
some water on the boil so I
group.
can have some coffee. So you guys kind of discuss your whatever strategy you want to take.
Now we could
Okay,
always
Yeah.
just take the information
Wait.
we got and go back and say, this thing is 8th Legion. Are you kidding me? Or we could get him, get the bounty, and
Real quick.
beat the leader of the 8th Legion and be legends.
Was there any thing like a challenge thing? Well, we'll have to wait for Chester for that.
No,
This is going to be bad.
we already know the whole challenge rating things are completely all over the place.
they don't exist.
Yeah. So
This is bad.
okay, so
Their guns do 61 damage, dude. That's like 3 fucking shots and you're dead.
no,
The
you said
point
66. That's not 61 points of damage.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, I know, but so do our snipers. I mean, granted, it's snipers. We can't really bring those in there. But
I
And there's
think that's
20
the
of them. I
max.
only got 10 moves.
I
no,
think
there's like
that's the
50.
max because handgun does 66 plus 10. So
I could kill or paralyze at least 10 of them in one go.
Here is my thought. We could maybe like see if there's any vehicles kind of on the outskirts, like maybe one of the wagons that were following them. One of like their support crew, and then since you probably have the highest prowl in the group,
hey
if
George,
you want to
talk to you in
sneak in
chat.
there, and put one of my tracking devices on one of those support vehicles, then we can follow that back to their base. Yeah, that'll be at least be a thing where we don't have to worry about staying within a certain range where they might spot us. But
I
beyond
just
that,
want to throw out. Yeah, keep going, GOP.
beyond that, I think our only real option to try and get in there. Well, we've got two options, honestly.
Hmm.
We can either try and and pretend like we want to join, which is iffy, but we are still X Legion and we do have our own skills. Even though we're not in the same group, but either way, that's one potential option. And then once we're in, we might be able to have a better chance of taking them down from the inside. Or option two, try and sneak in at night to their base and pick them off one at a time until we can get to him. That would take a while, but
I think we could do that. I just don't know if we have the time.
we've got one day essentially to do this before because
That's a tough time frame to work
yeah,
with.
that's a very tough
Yeah.
time frame.
I think we do need.
And keep in
I
mind,
think we
this is only
should
worth
put.
8,000 credits.
It's not worth our lives.
It's
That's-
yeah. I don't
But
think
we
it's
would-
worth it.
We would be legends.
It's not just
Yeah,
that though.
but
I
you're
mean,
not a legend if
That's
you're
a fair
fucking
point,
dead,
Bill.
guy.
And
yeah,
I mean, the average on their blasters, they could shoot me all day long. It would take 10 of them to get direct hits even at one time. I'm amazing. Sorry. That's not my personality.
No,
Sorry.
yeah, but
Yeah.
All right.
to go with that though, if you somehow were with some miracle able to defeat the entire group, you definitely could buy a spaceship out of what's here. A nice
Yeah.
one, a pretty nice one actually. But
We see a treasure chest.
No, of course
That,
not.
that tank
There
is a
was
treasure
that little
chest.
box. There was
But
that
keep
little
this
box
in
too
mind,
that we
though.
smelled.
Keep this in mind. You have 50 members of an assassin cohort, and
Mhm.
each one of them are built and rolled up just like you made your characters. Right now, and of course, you guys are PCs, so you're always going to have that little bit of that advantage one-on-one, of course. But these guys are made straight up out of the book, just like you are, and there's 50 of them.
That's pretty
You're
deadly.
going to get fucked. Ass.
No.
Yeah.
Now, watch your language there, young man.
Sorry.
I think
Yeah,
what we
Greg
could do.
may
Well,
take offense of that.
but look at what else we could do. There's another wagon train coming that they're going to hit
Yeah.
We could
tomorrow.
rig that motherfucker with. Sorry, we could rig with explosives.
Uh-oh.
We don't have to rig the wagon train, but
Uh-oh.
the ambush point that they're going to hit it. And then they run into all the ordnance that I have in our van, which is pretty fair amount. And then we go in and clean up and kill the rest. It still is going to be very bloody and dangerous, and we may not survive. But that's probably our best chance of
Why don't we do this?
taking out a good
with
amount of them.
the other
Sorry, I'm
caravan?
monologuing here.
Why
That's
don't we
okay.
do this with
Fine.
the other caravan?
Yeah, well, you
Group
guys
with
think I
them.
put that caravan there for no reason?
Of course not.
Good point.
Jesus,
They all
GLP.
got weapons.
I mean, how
gonna
much
feed a bunch
GLP?
of
How many
innocent
winks do I
people.
need to wink?
I know.
We're gonna feed a bunch of innocent people to these. They have guns though, so maybe they could fuck them up.
Well, that's part of it.
We go. We forewarn them. They set up. We all set up for an ambush for them.
You
They
saw
joined
their
with us to
weaponry.
take-
It's no different than what these homesteaders had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people nobody stands a chance against these guys but another cohort.
Yeah.
Unless
You need another cohort.
unless we're smarter than them.
Yeah.
And
No, I understand.
we Batman these people. That's
That's true.
that's the only thing I'm
Ooh,
thinking.
my water's boiling. I'm going to get my coffee.
But I mean, I'm not wholeheartedly committed. I could walk away, but I just want to see, because 8,000 credits is 8,000 credits, and we can do that. I think relic hunting might be a better idea than doing these freaking Yahoo kind of bounties where we don't get any information.
Already talked about that. And it's like, that's kind of one of those things, if we happen to find something, sure. And I was saying going after the one chick leading that cult, because
Yeah, dude. But
if anyone's going to have one of those magical items, probably would be that person.
Well, okay, so let's put a pin in that till this situation's resolved.
But
I see what you're saying though. But yeah,
do
can we
have contact?
can we
no,
outsmart
probably not.
can we outsmart these guys?
the only thing I can think of doing, I don't think we're gonna get Argent.
We have
But
outsmart Chester.
yeah, right. That's the
Right.
trick. Okay, so now, yeah, we're probably not going to get this bounty. Especially, the time frame is just way too short. Anyways, we can't do this in a day. But
Why the
we
fuck do they want him alive?
I don't know why. We don't know why. Our contact was supposed to tell us, but
We
So
could kill him and then try to resurrect him when we get there.
I don't have a resurrecting zapper, man. That's
I
not
mean,
common.
I have electric fist, so I'll just try to restart his heart with a good old
You're
pumper.
talking nonsense and it's not helping.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is not helping. Yes.
Here is my thought. Even if we don't get him, if we could go in and maybe sabotage their bikes and then steal a few of them, that might make the trip worth it.
Without being caught.
Wait, what if we went back and we got their slaves and gave them their slaves?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did show a box.
I'm very seriously, when we get ready to leave, is forwarding that box to me, but I gotta have my eyes on it.
What box?
The box
Dude
he
handed me a
opened
box.
and smiled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's probably gems, or it's their
Opal,
strong box of the whole entire wagon train.
Yep.
and they're wiped out.
It's
They
all the
are
money
wiped
that they
out.
had. So this is what we can do. I say we give back. We tell the other wagon. We use the other wagon train as a lure, and when they get there, when they cross the line, they just get blown the fuck up. I can dig a trench in an hour, and we could pack that trench full of explosives, and then we can cover it up, and then
Okay.
boom, we rip through them.
Psychologically,
And
he sends one group in front of him. You notice he wasn't there for the fight.
yeah, no, that's fine. Then we get rid of half of them.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We wait here, and when the other part of the group goes,
Give me a detect
that'll
ambush
make
roll, please.
What?
Detect
detect
ambush.
ambush. Yep.
I got it.
All of us?
All of you.
Yeah, I succeed.
Me too, with an 01. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I succeed.
All right. As you guys are chatting and discussing on what you want to do, you guys are well hidden and you're not seen. However, you do see two bikes roll past you heading west.
There's the scouts for the next wagon train.
Did it look like they had any masks on or anything like that, or no?
Their faces were covered with scarving, standard kind of textile type of material. But that's simply because they're riding hover bikes in the savannah, so it's dusty. So you couldn't see their
True.
faces off hands. They do have helmets on. Like I said, these are ex-legionnaires that have gone wild. Is what they
And
are.
I'll use military etiquette. I'm certain that he's sending out his scouts, his feelers. They're gonna go search out the next wagon train.
We could probably kill those two. I'm just saying. There's only two of
And
them.
if we were to lay an ambush, they could pick us. They could see us doing it.
Maybe, but
We
they
could
just
kill
went by us.
We could kill them deader. Yeah.
Can we? Do you guys want to kill these two scouts that literally just went right by us?
Yes.
Well, we're not. We can't.
Follow him first.
We can't leave right now without being seen.
It's about
Yeah.
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Were there? Well, the other people, are they still hanging about, or did they already leave?
No, they're setting up camp here in the opening mouth of that canyon. They are basically, systematically valuing whatever they found in the wagon train. There's a lot of dead members of the wagon train, but others are being kind of tied up for slaves, whether they're going to keep them or sell them, what have you. And matter of fact, there is already some branding starting to go on. The women are put in another group. They actually set up a little bit of an electric wire fence to which you
A
guys even
pen.
like a pen for the ladies. And some of those ladies are busy.
Yeah, enough of that talk. All right, so we have to make a plan to get out, get to the other wagon train, take out the scouts, set up an ambush. I have the scouts report back and let them know about the other wagon train. Actually,
Mm.
well, I don't think we want to. So that
And
they would come out that way.
They're only going to send how long before when they finished the other guys showed up? 30 minutes, maybe?
Yeah,
Between the two waves.
a little
Yeah.
more. I'd say more closer to 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah.
If we could
But-
take out that first group, you know,
Well, we got to be able to jam them. Is the thing, their communications, and
Do you have
I have
any
a jam.
equipment?
Yeah, I do, but I'm not sure how much. I got to look at the radius for this thing.
Well, keep in mind anything in your what are you guys? You're coming out of a recon cohort, so anything that has to do with doing kind of recon, you're going to have an advantage in knowledge and tech over them anyway. This is an assassin squad. That's what they do. They kill things, right? So do they have experience and probably they seem to be have some money here. Do they have experience and equipment from Legion equipment? Clearly. That doesn't mean they're as skilled as using it as you are when it comes to recon-based stuff. So scrambling and jamming signals is something you'd be way better at than them, right? Whereas full-on combat and combat strategy.
Got enough to make about 20 bombs. So I can set up, a mix of nasty,
Okay.
and detonate it from afar.
Here's my. If you guys don't care about just not even caring about the bounty and just taking this guy out, killing him.
yeah.
So here's my thought. Okay, they're gonna attack that other group. They're gonna have that first wave, and then when their first wave is done, their main group's gonna go out. If we can find their base, before that, we can maybe try and hit their base once they're all gone. And then just set up a bunch of explosives, have it ready to go, and when they come back, drop the building on them.
Do you see that tank that they're riding in?
I get it.
Their base.
Lady,
No.
as the conversations are continuing here, lady, what kind of psychic abilities do you have?
I got all kinds. Let's see. I got the Sixth Sense.
Okay, no need to go any
Telepathy.
further.
Total recall.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't need any further. Sixth Sense will do.
You forget that one.
Okay, how does that skill work?
Okay, let me pull it up here. I have it on my notes because, well, I don't have to look it up in the book. I just got 4 pages of notes for individuals.
Mhm.
Okay, let me find it.
How far can that tank go before refueling?
5 years?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's probably.
Yeah, I remember it.
shit.
Hang on.
Stakes out what still attends.
Duration. Hang on. Come on. Work with me. Until the danger passes or happens. This power gives the psychic a precognition flashes of immediate intimate or damage to himself and somebody near him within 90 foot or 90 foot or 100 or looks like 27.4 meters. The character will know that the danger is or where it's coming from, nor who it is that will be directing it at them at their group.
Okay.
All he will know is that
that's enough. How much does it cost to use that? Whatever it costs, use it. It goes
2
off.
points.
It goes off. And
I'll
you're
know what direction anyway.
yeah, it is to your it's to the southeast of your where your truck is hidden. And you see there's a group of these raiders that have a few women that they've dragged over to this area to, do what they do with.
Damn
And
you, Chester!
well,
Aha! I gotta get them now.
well, I'm fine. That's fine. But that's not the point. The point is that I'm not actually doing it for that. I'm just saying why they're here. The point is one of those guys is a psychic.
Oh.
Now he's not
Okay.
actively searching you. He's not attacking. There's none of that going on. But there's a psychic literally 20 meters away from the van.
But we're over 400 meters.
You are
You
150
said?
meters away from the
Or 100.
edge of the combat. These guys just have found a out of the way place to do what they're doing.
How
But do
many?
they see the van?
There are 3 of them. You don't know which
Once
one is you're just getting that sensation. One of them is a psychic. You don't know which one.
Okay.
Unless you have an ability to allow you to hone in on that, which you
No.
probably do. But then again, I don't know.
Well, it's just regular telepathy if they,
Right, then you're interacting with a psychic, and that could backfire. Right, I get it. Okay,
Right.
no, I get it.
do you have? Can you mask your psionics? Mask
No, I
ISP
don't have that
psionics?
ability. That ability exists, but I don't have it.
Well, looks like I got to use the nerve gas then.
As long as
Your
there's no
breather's
big
on.
explosion.
No,
And we can use nerve. Well, no, or I have knockout gas. Like we can use that if you want. It's
Yeah.
up to you.
they're out of the way.
They
And
are.
then how do it?
Let me just look up the specifics of how it works because I don't want to end up throwing it out there and just having it be a complete waste of time. Wait, is it?
Keep in mind, and this is coming from Tower. Tower, you say, dudes, like we're completely hidden right now. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you, Tower. That was very insightful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can wait it out. I guess. I just
Yeah.
Well, you guys had enough prep time, and being recons
Yeah.
that you are well hidden. You are. They're not going to find you.
They might find a van, but they're not going to.
Well, no, but they won't find you unless you do something to make them start looking.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we're not going to get away once they start looking.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't put that there as an outrager, technically, Bill. I put it there to let her know that there's a psychic amongst them.
Yeah, but I don't.
I get it.
my
I understand. I apologize. Maybe they've stolen some stew.
well, at the same time, Legionnaires, man, doing that is just dishonorable, and they got to go. That's just
It is.
the
It is. It is not actually allowed.
Actually, identifying them, making sure we take records of what they're doing,
we could actually probably get a reward for turning these guys in.
Possibly.
or the information anyway.
And keep in mind, you're working off a bounty board. This bounty was sent in by the people of Blackwater. But you don't know what the Imperial thinks, but you do know they are breaking Imperial law left and right, of course, because they are bandits. But they're also breaking Legionnaire law, and that is true. In the Legions, you don't go and actually rape and pillage unless it's an order from your centurion or legate or what have you that's intended to be used for terror. The Eighth Legion definitely has probably done a lot of that because that's what they are. They're a terror legion. But no,
Well-
you're right. It's illegal. It's clearly illegal under legionary law. Yeah.
The other thing I didn't think of just kind of came to me now is are they decommissioned?
You wouldn't know, but you would think for sure they are. They're not in uniform, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they could. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, You can't do it right now, but now you did say you did map research. Yeah, no, you can't do it right now, but you could look into now that you know what they are, because keep in mind the bounty didn't tell you that. You might be able to do a little bit more research at a later date to find out more about Arjun and these particular guys, because I told you this is the 12th cohort. It's quite a large cohort, right? I mean, that's big, much bigger than your cohort was. But then again, that makes sense. I mean, because you're just a recon. These guys are actually meant to wipe out villages and stuff. So
Yeah, as our cohort was only 30.
yeah, and these guys are clearly 50 plus auxiliary. So
Yeah, we
that's
don't know what
assuming,
they
yeah,
have at their stronghold either. I'm sure they have at least another, 10 to 12.
at least
Who knows?
auxiliary is over there for sure. Yeah.
And
Plus, they're killing humans.
well, we're recording as much as we can
Of course.
without,
Yeah.
but this bounty probably going to be here for a while too.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to collect this. This is just way
Because
too
that
beyond
village
this.
no longer exists.
Oh, seeing as you are actually thinking that way, and that you guys have been looking at the bounty off and all, or well, off and on, wondering why the hell you didn't have better information. This bounty has been up for 3 years.
Mm. Well then.
Yes.
Stay here until they pass and find a way to go around them and head back to town.
Oh, and also there are 25 checks on it, meaning that it has been claimed 25 times.
Okay.
Oh, geez, Louise.
And we're 26.
No, you're 25.
Oh, we're 25. Okay.
This is fruitless. It was exciting for a little while, but now it's just over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just wasted a bunch of time. I mean,
Yep.
well, you know what? We might be able to get some sort of reward if we bring this information to the Legion, maybe. But
That's what I'm
Possibly.
thinking. Take it to the military. Hey, guys. I got some guys doing some bad shit out there.
but this is way. I would probably bring it up to. I mean, I think the best person to probably bring it up to would be Zane, just because of his position, and he might be able to tell us if it's a bad idea to even mention this to the military. Because think about it, these guys, they have a very specific role, and we don't know if this might be sanctioned for
I know,
whatever
that's what I
reason.
was thinking too. That's why I was wondering if they're decommissioned or not, or do they just go out into the wilderness until they get called in again, and they're allowed to do whatever they want until then.
Not that I think it's likely.
It's not a bad
but-
idea, but you can't check it right now. It's not a bad idea.
No, but
Yeah.
and then if we were to attack, then we would be in trouble with more than just these guys.
That's true.
Right.
And second, the other reason is we can't take these guys out without air support. We could. I like the ambush idea, but I don't know if that's even
No, this
realistic.
is getting.
It's definitely
getting
not.
deep.
You guys could definitely harry them. You could do that. The idea of dealing with the caravan and trying to set a trap, you might be able to do some damage. Are you going to be able to take this entire cohort out? Not a fucking chance.
Nope.
No
Yeah.
way. There's only 4 of you. But you
not
could
in
harry.
not in a VW Combe.
Right? Okay,
I
so
did find a good vehicle for us to have in the book, though.
well, I almost feel like at the very least what we should do. Oh, we kind of know where they're. Didn't we say we kind of knew where they were based? Like we had images of it.
You
From
do
the,
you do have what is considered to be, there it is right there, what is considered to be their base. It's not 100% confirmed, but it's considered to be a pretty solid intel. And this is not very far away from that mark on the map for Blackwater. It's not far away. Now, keep in mind, another thing that would come to the strategic mind of you military people, this bounty's been up there for 3 years. Do you think there's anything left of Blackwater, or that Blackwater is not under 100% their control? 3 years?
Well,
yeah,
It's very, very certain.
yeah, it probably got taken out as a target a long time ago. But
Although
Yeah,
the caravan did say they were stopping there for resupply,
Yeah,
that's
but the caravan's probably working on old information.
same as you.
Wait,
Yeah,
possibly, yeah.
yeah.
But you did say this town was really new, though, like so new that it wasn't on a lot of maps.
Yeah, it's at least new enough that in the past 3 years it shows up on a couple of maps. Yeah,
Okay,
Well, they could run the town. The town could still
they
be there.
could.
The town's another way for them to make money. They run the town, and then they also go out and raid people. Do they raid every caravan? Maybe not. You know, because they can still, because if you raid every caravan, they stop coming.
True.
hmm
Um,
But that doesn't do us any good at this point, though. It doesn't do us any good on this mission.
no,
yeah, I think
This
uh,
is a failure.
yeah,
We're,
this is
we're
way too much for our characters to be able to handle safely. You know.
unless you want to die.
Nope. Just
We're all
getting
good.
used to my purple.
You
That sucks. Yeah. Well, I mean, at the very least, uh, we could still, if we can get away from here quietly enough. I mean, once those people move away, and uh, we might
We
still be
can't.
able to at least.
We can't save the caravan. We can't get around those two scouts. Before they get back a report.
yeah,
sure? I think
but
we might be able to.
you might be able to. But also keep in mind this: who are you? I mean,
Former Legionnaires.
that's right. You're not a
Yeah.
caravan of humans. You're not homesteaders. You're freaking legionnaires.
Passing by. You think even former murderist rapist legionnaires would have some respect for other legionnaires, you think?
I would think
No, we can avoid them. We've got
you
skills.
could do that too.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, you could walk right up to him right now and have a conversation. I am sure. I mean, you could.
Not
It
really
would. It
tempted.
would. It wouldn't serve your purposes at all. But more than likely,
Nope.
you are legionnaires. You probably could have a conversation with them. There is an etiquette throughout the legion, dude.
True.
They're not
Uh,
minding the etiquette of not raping and pillaging, but what are they doing?
Well, that's a fair point. I'm just trying to give
Yeah,
you
yeah.
as much background that your characters would know that you don't know. That's all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my character, I don't think that they're going to honor a lot of our etiquette. Obviously, they've debased themselves and they've become primal, bloodthirsty savages.
All right.
With
So what do you
greed
want
and
to do?
power. We need to amscray. I think we should still lay an ambush for them. The scout's gonna take out the scouts if we can, because we need to kill something. And then
Do you?
they'll still. It's been two sessions and I haven't hit anything.
Yeah.
So
Buddy, last game.
I didn't hit anything. You did all the punching.
Yeah, you did. Well, I shot something. I got a shot.
You
But
still need to
yeah.
heal up too, because you took damage.
Oh, I healed him.
Okay.
Yeah, she has healing power. It's pretty handy.
And
This
my
healing in this game is slow, so
Yeah,
nice,
it is
nice
slow,
to,
but
it's nice to
it's
have
been a
healer.
couple of days.
all right, let's head back towards that caravan. Yeah, we'll kill like once we're far enough away from this camp to where, we could probably kill the guys without being caught. If we see the scouts, we'll kill the scouts. But
Take their
otherwise,
bikes.
yeah, we'll take their bikes. At least we'll make some money from this
So
trip.
you guys wait for
Um,
nightfall.
Yes.
We have
yeah,
to.
because
Okay. Um, you guys back away pretty easily. Like I said, you're better at that, and you start heading back west. And
Oh, we gotta wait for them to finish what they're doing over there by the van.
yeah,
too, so.
with all that's done, you guys are now have a window of opportunity, and you move out. You head west. Now, as you're heading west, you're only a couple of hours driving west, so you're pretty clear of them. And the caravan is up ahead.
Has there
And you
been any
can't-
sign of the scouts?
No,
Looking for them.
I know you are, but no.
Okay.
We should probably tell them.
Yes, absolutely.
Did anything come up on? I'm assuming Tower would have been doing his radar as we went. Did
Nothing.
anything come up on your? Okay,
No.
nothing. All right, just making
Animals,
sure.
just normal stuff. Yeah.
So look, only a couple hours away is they're gonna head right into 50, a lot of bad road. So yeah, we'll pull up to them and tell them what we witnessed and how outmanned and gunned we were, and the kind of firearms the wagon train had, and how it was completely ineffectual. And if you go forward, it'll be your death.
Oh, that's not good, eh? Hmm. Oh, I don't. We saw a couple of bikes rip past us earlier. They were heading for hell.
They were scouts from this group, so
Well, I don't think they were scouts. They were
Hmm?
they were full open, just heading on, ripping out. They were high speed, high speed.
Okay, that's interesting. So either way, they probably know you're up here.
Oh yeah. What do you suggest we do there, Legionnaire?
Now, from here, the closest place would be Hellgate, or
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, Hellgate.
Oh,
Yeah,
fast.
that's like a day and
Hellfast.
3 days behind you, dude. Or yeah,
Uh,
3 days behind you.
Couple
Well,
days. Yeah.
you could try slowing their pursuit down, but I'm sure as soon as the sun cracks, they'll be on your tail, and you won't be able to outrun them. We can't protect you from them. We can try to slow them down.
Oh,
Um,
don't you worry about us. We know what we're getting into. We'll just head south and kind of redirect ourselves.
Try to cover your tracks too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
All
this
right.
dude, basically, this guy is, nah, he understands what you're saying. He's going to do his best to survive the situation, and that's about all he can do, right? He doesn't
Yeah.
expect anything from you, but you know.
listen, old man, if you don't turn back now, you and all your family are gonna be dead.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah. So I'm
but
assuming
he
you
won't
guys
care.
continue, head back west.
Yeah.
Okay. So these guys do start moving south, and they're going to try to head into the savannah and try to work their way around them if they can. But you guys, you can't do nothing about it. So you head west, and let me just make a couple little rolls. Okay. But you travel the next 2 days. You guys are moving at a pretty good speed. You don't see anything particularly interesting. And nothing attacks you or anything like that. That you come across a large herd that you have to kind of work yourself around, but no big deal. Of savanna animals. And after the end of your journey, you find yourself back in the ends.
Okay.
What do you want to
Let's go talk to Zane.
do? Okay. So you guys are dusty and tired, and you're well fed, though. You've eaten well, but you've been on the road for near a week, right? And you go in and you talk to Zane, and he sees you, and he kind of motions you toward the staff lounge. And you guys go in there and have a seat, and he sits down and he says, "Well, at least you're not stupid."
Getting
Well,
pretty close there.
it was definitely a learning experience.
Yeah.
Really need to update those bounties every once in a while.
Well, the bounties are set exactly as they're meant to be.
That town probably doesn't even exist anymore.
Oh, it exists.
And how does these guys don't go there and wipe them out? What's their security?
Very good question. I'm assuming, being good Legionnaires, you took recordings and you archived your encounter.
Yes.
Of course.
He reaches into his jacket. He pulls out like a business card. It's a plastic one, and he hands it over to the quartermaster. He says, "Yeah, well, you should report it, shouldn't you?" He stands up and he smiles as he go to walk out of the room. He says, "Burritos."
Sounds good.
But of
What
course,
about
I'll read the card.
Billy, burritos. You read the card. It says Imperial Investigations Agency. It has an address on there.
Well, I think we shall go that direction, eh? When we're done with delicious burrito.
Yeah, after we're done with the burritos.
Yeah. Now, Billy comes in and he's got of course, it takes a few minutes. He has to buy them from next door, and he brings in and gives you guys all burritos. This time, they're, of course, the normal burritos, but this time he says, they had a guacamole one. Anybody want the guacamole one?
Yes.
So
He said
No.
yes first. I
So-
just raised my hand.
We will, ladies first, but we shall split it half and
Okay.
half.
All right.
Okay.
Deal?
So you guys
Billy,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
could you find out where they're going to have a Lieutenant Q's funeral at? Memorial?
Why would he know anything about that?
I don't
What?
know. He has ways of finding out things.
Yeah, but you guys could find it out way quicker.
Okay,
than he
I'm on
does.
my tab. I'm on my tablet and trying to find out
Yeah, okay.
where and everything.
So Zane eating burritos with? I'm sorry, you were doing something. I was lost in thought.
No, he's not.
were
He's
Okay.
back to doing what he's doing. Lady, you do some search, and there is no more. There hasn't been any further DM from Sam's yet.
Okay.
Nothing on the net about his death or nothing.
No,
Why don't you?
actually, hold on, one at a time. No, actually, there isn't. Now, Bill, you said you wanted to do some internet search when you got clear of it, which I'm assuming happened a day ago. So you do search. You wanted to check on the active status of the 12th cohort of the 8th
Mhm.
Legion, correct?
Mhm.
Now,
Yes.
obviously, without access, you can't get into secret files or anything like that. But just public record, they are not decommissioned.
They are not.
They are not. And matter of fact, in there, you have this is just public information that anyone can get access to. Like I said, you guys don't have special access. Once again, this depending on where you want to go with role playing, you guys can do all kind of stuff, right? But right now you're just decommissioned legionnaires. The leader of the 12th cohort is Arjun, and he is a centurion, and he is well decorated.
Why
So-
would they allow an active bounty on a Legionnaire?
There's been one there for 3 years, remember?
They don't.
But
Someone
it's not an
probably thinks
imperial bounty, is it?
No, it's not an imperial bounty. But I'm sure the Imperium knows about it and probably thinks it's pretty fucking funny.
Maybe. But it's all the
I don't
information
know.
you can find.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a web I'm willing to untangle.
No, not me. I do want a little payback.
I think
Like,
maybe
you
we
said
should
certain
report this.
things.
So we report the slaves then, since they're escaped from an active Legionnaire.
Zane gave you
This-
contact.
I'm guessing
So
Zane's
the
still
same
here. I'm
people
gonna.
that work with them, right?
Well, hey, Face, why don't you see if how maybe we should see how good this. He gave me a card. Zane gave me a card. It's got to be legit, right?
Sure.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
walk us into a trap.
Well, this is your contact. I'm trying not to make him a two-faced bastard. You know.
Okay, so he get. That's
I'm
what I
gonna-
was. That's everybody's a two-faced bastard now, since these guys are supposed to be good guys. They're bad guys.
Oh.
You know how paranoia works.
Okay.
Okay.
What is it you're doing?
Because I'm guessing we're still with Zane. at this point.
Well, you're still in the
Um,
break room, and he's out there doing
yeah,
what he
yeah, yeah,
does. Yeah.
yeah. So when I see him, I'm just gonna ask him. Is are we the first people, or were there other people before us who brought this information to you? Or are we the first ones? I saw a lot of checks on that board.
No, mostly they come in if they. Most of them don't come back, to be fair. But the ones that do come in just kind of hang their heads and leave.
They never said a word.
Nope. But then again, they weren't like you.
All
What that
right.
mean?
Have
Now,
you
I
report?
think I'm trying to be obtusely obvious,
Yeah,
but he clearly knows more than he's saying, but he's not willing to say
yes,
it.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't want to probe him if he's not gonna divulge anything, but he knows this information. He has us, or has he said anything?
You don't know.
Okay.
Well,
Well, where is this contact then? It says where the office is. I'm
hmm
guessing. So
The that address actually puts you square in the rack, sir.
Eh,
okay. Well, I suggest
whose
we go
place is
there.
that?
The
Well,
rack is the transportation hub of
Oh, so
uh
it's my place. Okay. That's where
yeah.
my home is. Okay.
Yeah. And it's how you get around the town. It is in Muty Town, but you can gain access to the human center as well. But the rack is kind of a central hub of the city.
so in Muty Town, where is the what kind of military it's like presence is there?
Well,
Installment.
no, of course, this is an imperial city, so it falls under imperial rule. There, of course, are various sections probably have a centurion here or there that oversee various public needs. Because centurions, Hollywood fucks up a lot of shit. You guys know that, right? The centurions, mostly what they do is kind of deal with the civilian interaction.
Right.
They do a lot of that. We don't have sheriffs and stuff like that at the Imperial Legion does that. It takes care of the population, of course. There's centurions around. There's probably a head centurion for Muty Town, but this place is, you know. Muty towns that you've been to before, because you guys 10 years in the military, right? The humans don't care as much about your safety. Mutants care about their safety. So there's going to be certain areas here that are very safe and some places that aren't. Seeing as the rack is a hub center, it you don't see much crime here.
Well, as we head there, I mean, I'll copy the files.
Me
Uh,
too.
get then we'll put it all on a rewritable media device that we can deposit to the Imperial Investigations Agency.
Okay. So what do you do? It's pretty early in the morning, by the way.
So, do we want to make this a public announcement, or do we want to just leave them somehow the stork leave something for them?
If this is
well,
gonna happen, if the military is really behind this, and either the civilian population knows about it, the king, aka the king, doesn't or does know about it. He should get all his shit up in a bang bang anyway.
Well, do you think the emperor of the Imperium actually would care about some little outskirts area of a little frontier planet?
Fine.
Well, if they want this place to be a burgeoning, burgeoning
If they're stopping people from
planet,
going up there, then they're doing it for the
Well,
military purpose.
yeah, but you guys know right well that the Legion is a bureaucracy unto itself. You know that.
mhm.
But anyway, so are you going to the rack, or are you going to do something
I
else?
think we should all get ourselves cleaned up. I personally think we go to the rack. I mean, our soldiers are ex-soldiers, so Make it very
I
clear if this is something that we're supposed to just keep our mouths shut about and not bring it up. Then that's what we'll do.
Yeah,
But
well, you don't
we'll
know.
just
So,
yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. We'll go there. We'll give them the information and be like, if this is official business, then that's fine.
yeah.
We'll keep our noses out of it. But
Okay, well, let's role
yeah,
play it then. You guys clean yourselves up. You all meet, let's say, noon at the rack. Sound good?
Yeah.
And you head over to the rack and you look up this Imperial Investigations Agency. It's not hard to find. It's actually on an upper level, and it's a quaint looking little building. It's a lot more glass, less steel, which is more human than it is muty to do. But there's actually a few trees sitting out front, and they look well watered. It's very nice. Uh, you guys come in. There's a entry waiting lounge in the front, and there's a lady sitting behind a desk.
well, hello there. I was oh, sorry. You were gonna say something.
Nope, I was just gonna say
Oh,
hello.
oh. Um, we would like to speak with someone here. We have some information that might be useful to them.
Yes, certainly, Legionnaire. We can make appointments. Let's see here. And she starts opening up a tablet file, and this one's fancy. You guys have little tablets you just kind of touch and move like we have today. This one's holographic. Oof, it's nice. Humans and all that. And this is a human lady, by the way. It's not, well,
Steal it.
it looks like you do. So as far as you know, it's a human. And she's kind of going through there now. You were given a card.
Oh, okay. Well, I just thought it was a regular business card.
I nudge him and
But
here, card.
oh yeah, so we also were given this.
She reaches out and she takes it and she says, "Oh, I see. Please have a seat."
All right, sit down.
She stands up. She opens a door and she says something you can't hear very clearly. But another girl comes out and sits behind the desk. And about,
In her head,
yep.
what she'd say to the other girl.
She simply said, "Can you take over for me?"
What is she planning to do?
She's going to the boss and let them know that Zane has sent a group of veteran Legionnaires to talk to him.
Okay. Damn, I gotta get something else, but okay.
No, but that was good though. That was good.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
absolutely.
That shows some of that dude's homeboy's clout. Zane sent them, and she got up to go see the boss. So.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we're early on in the campaign, so we are world building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she comes back within just a few minutes. Actually, she's not going very long, and she hands the card back to, well, GOP is the one who's talking to her. So she hands it back to GOP, and she says, "Please follow me." She heads to the left-hand side of this room. It's a very nicely appointed room. They actually have leather couches and chairs. It's quite nice. There's plants all around too. It's very nice. But she takes you to a wall. It's a wall, but as she approaches it, the section of the wall kind of impresses itself in and moves. It's a door, interestingly enough.
Ooh.
And she goes through it and kind of motions you along. You guys head down a hallway. You see there's a booth of secretarial type people typing away and filing away and doing stuff. You head down past another on the other side of the hallway, and you see which seems to be a detective room with a bunch of detectives detecting, maybe. And
Hmm.
the only thing that
Sounds detectable.
it does.
Yeah.
The only thing that strikes you about this place is it is spotlessly clean. It is very well appointed, and there's not a mutant in sight other than you.
And ceiling fans and Venetian blinds.
Oh no, they have
Right?
they have they
Oh,
have the most up-to-date air conditioning central systems.
sorry. I had a film noir flashback.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. That would be in Bildy's place. Bildy has that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Before she leaves,
She hasn't left.
before,
She's
okay.
leading you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is it you want?
we were informed by a cohort that our lieutenant can't say his name has met his death.
Quantalicus is not hard to remember. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
She's like, I don't
Do we
know.
know?
Now she just and that's how she answers. Now, let me back it up a little bit. Why would anybody know about your cohort legate? I'm just curious why
She has
you keep
information.
asking.
All the information can travel through here.
Yeah, but why would
We
anyone know about your retired cohort, decommissioned cohort legate?
What I'm referring to is that information could be found through them.
Well, I'm sure
It
if
is.
you
That's
could
what
get,
I'm talking about.
I'm sure
If
they
she
could
could
probably
find
dig
out.
into it, I suppose, but you have no push
Okay.
with these people.
Yeah, Chester.
might be known far and wide.
Chester. I personally am really enjoying her asking random people this question.
I know
So
you are. I know you are. But she doesn't really know. She gets to the end of the hallway, opens the door, and she leads you in and smiles and says, "Good day."
Good day.
Now, in this office, it's well appointed like the rest of the place, but it's quite Spartan. It's very military, actually. And sitting behind a desk, rising to meet you and shake your hand, you see another human, and he's in a suit. It's very perfectly trimmed, and everything is cut exactly as it should be. Not a spot or a hair upon him. And he comes over and he shakes your hand. And of course, he's got very cropped hair. You see on the side of his neck, he is a legionnaire as well. He is part of the 186th Legion, and you don't know much about them. The upper legions, the lower legion numbers tend to have more interesting applications. The upper ones are just, you know, bulk, right? But you see his rank that he is a third legate. It's pretty high level dude, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Bloody.
and
you
he
know,
does salute you actually. He does the Roman chest up Hitler thing. And he says, please have a seat. This guy, you've dealt with these people before. This is a standard Legionnaire legate. They're no nonsense, by the book dudes. You've met them many times in your life. He's not, but he's friendly enough. And he says, yes, Zane sent you over. Of course. What can I do for you?
Well, we have been, discharged. It was about a few months, and had been looking for, goals in life. And in the in the meantime, we
Mhm.
needed to pick up some coins, so we started doing a little bounty hunting.
Of course. Yeah.
And we had a non-imperial bounty that we're new to this, and so really was learning kind of what the difference is. And we found out as we were went to get a bounty out in the savannah,
hmm
and it turned out to be the a bounty on the leader of the 12th cohort,
I think it's the 8th.
Hey,
Or no, it's 8th Legion. Sorry,
8th
12th
Legion.
12
it's
cohort,
Legion.
yeah, of the
Yeah,
of the 8th Legion. He's
of
like,
the 8th Legion.
oh, I see. Um,
And
and yes,
well, apparently this bounty has been around for 3 years, and over a
may
couple
I see
dozen
the
have
bounty,
repented.
please?
I show it to him.
Okay. He just takes the code number on the top, and
Yeah.
he types into his nice little holographic tablet he's got in front of him, or his desk is actually the
So we
tablet.
can read. If we can read backwards, we can read whatever he's reading, right?
Yeah, but he's not really bringing up anything secret. But good point. Keep an eye out for that stuff. That's
Uh-huh.
no, that's a good idea. He brings it up and he's like, yes, yes. And what seems to be the problem?
Well, we undertook the bounty,
Mm.
and we are formerly of the 135th, or 185th, and we were a recon unit. So
Mhm.
we were doing our recon when we came across the 8th Legion, and this is what we saw. And I will feed him the data stream with the recorded information.
He looks at you a little bit sideways and he says, 7 years ago, Arcticus Prime, your name is Ironback.
Correct.
Yes, I remember working with you. Do you remember the major assault upon that planet? The
Sir.
186 was there as well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I believe you and your recon team had found information on a potential assassin that was going to lie explosives. I believe you were giving commendation for that.
The Black Nagus, sir. Yes.
Yes. Well, it's nice to see you again, and good on you for that. He takes your information, he kind of looks at it, and that's an interesting thing you guys have noticed about not all, but a lot of legate level, officer level guys. They kind of, especially humans, they kind of like to pride themselves on remembering the names and actions of their men. Right, even though you're not under him, but you were in a major battle with him. Matter of fact, you guys, it was probably the blooding of your nose was probably that was your first major action. Nevertheless, he looks over at it and he says, well, I don't have to tell you, and he looks at all of you, that the Legion has its foibles, quirks,
Yes, sir.
you might say. This is listed, and he kind of flips the little hologram around so you can see it more clearly. You see that it is a red banner file, right?
Hmm.
And you know that red banner stuff is stuff that, in essence, is what the Legion uses for top secret. He's like, so I can't really give you much information on it, but I would say that you were quite wise to record information and not engage. I think that would have brought you some problems. However, I'm not really allowed to get into it. If I were you, I would, you know, forget it. However, I do want to thank you for your efforts and bringing this information to me for sure. Matter of fact, he kind of types on the board and he looks at a couple of stuff. Says, yes, yes, I can certainly do that. You are the quartermaster. Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes. Tablet, please.
Sir. Hand it to him.
He takes it, he lays it down on the table. A glow comes up around it. He kind of types on a couple of things. He hands it back over to you. He says, "Yeah, yeah. Thank you for coming in. If you have any further information or of any kind of activity you find to be unlegionary, definitely bring that to me. I will definitely be of interest to me. But I do have to say, and he kind of gets into that quiet mode, and he's like." Uh, yeah, keep your eyes up. He stands up and he goes over and he shakes each one of your hands. You particularly, Bill, because he remembered you for some reason more than the other ones.
And
Yeah,
and I have more hands to shake.
you do. Yeah.
And I'm in his head again. Four
Okay.
thoughts.
All right. So give me a saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
Why would you do that?
Oh no. she's gonna get wheeled off in a cart again.
Probably 18.
Oh my god.
This is a
That's-
psychic save. So 18.
That's a save.
It's a save.
8%.
No.
Okay.
This is a D20 roll. This is a saving throw.
Yeah, it's just a 20 D20.
Yeah. This is a psychic save.
Yeah.
You're rolling against
I'm
your
supposed to roll
psionics.
lower.
Oh no, you need to meet or beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to
18.
make a 20-sided roll and add whatever bonus she probably doesn't have. She might have a bonus. And tell me the
Usually
number.
deducts from like if you're recording it. If you have a +3 to
rolled
psychic saves,
an
you should.
18.
Yeah, Okay.
An 8% save.
No. Please
Nope.
just roll a
Okay.
20-sider and give me your number,
I rolled an
please.
18.
Okay,
I rolled an
thank you.
18.
So on the 20-sider, right? All right.
Yes.
Nothing adverse happens to you, but he looks right over at you, and you need to make a second save.
15.
Okay. And you crumple down to one knee, and you guys see his face go from very pleasant and happy to interact to absolutely demonic, right? And he looks over and he's like, "How dare you?" And he's about to go into some expletives, you're sure. But he catches himself. He stands up straight. The pressure on your brain is released. Kind of straightens his suit up a little bit. And he says, "It's rather rude, young lady. Nevertheless, have yourselves a good day." The door opens on its own, by the way.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, I was gonna apologize for her.
You can.
You psych. She as always been very overprotective and suspicious since we no longer have been in the confines of our daily regimen. It's been a hard transition for her, sir. I apologize. This can't
Once
happen.
a legionnaire, always a legionnaire.
Yes, sir. And then salute.
I leave. No salute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys head out, and you find yourselves back out in the streets of the rack. And eventually, Bill does look down at his pad, I'm assuring, being the quartermaster. He
Yes.
gave you 10,000 credits.
Boom.
Okay. Well,
Sexy.
yes.
And you do XP on credits, right?
No.
Oh, that's not. That's all right though.
Yeah.
Mercedes. What the fuck?
It's
Give me a second. I'll be back. You guys yell at each other.
it's like you want to be dissected. Too soon. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You didn't know what happened. You
Oh,
didn't
that's
tell nobody.
oh, that's true. Oh, then I didn't say that.
the wizards are gonna touch you, Harry.
Oh my god.
You can't. Gotta be
You have me
careful,
popping
man.
into everybody's head. You know that. How do you trust somebody?
That's a ligget. It's a ligget.
A third-legged,
don't-
dude. A
Legate.
They
third-legged.
can lick
It's
my
a
ass.
licket. It's a licket, everybody.
Well, no, that's like a
And no one
that's a
knows
major,
about our
basically.
LT. The only human I trust was our LT. Now he's dead. Nobody knows about him.
Well, that's
Probably killed by somebody black op person.
Stomp
it off.
It's not enough that we put a word out that we spied on them, but now you got to piss off the guy that we went to. Fuck! You put a mark on our back.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just trying to get ourselves killed at this point.
Well, technically, once again, information your characters would know that you don't know. Being in the Legion and being a psychic in the Legion, you know right well that to scan the mind of any Legionnaire without being given an order to do so would certainly get you a day in the stocks.
Okay, I'll go punish myself then.
Yeah. That's all right. Live and learn, right? I mean, he didn't.
I think you like the self-flatulation.
Hey,
You know, I'd rather keep the flatulation down. You know, I think you meant flagellation.
I did. Being silly though. See if you caught me. You did. Professor Chester.
We've been to quite a few places in this city, but we haven't been to the docks yet. I think that's somewhere we should check out.
Yeah, we need to go to the docks.
Hey, I haven't been to the docks.
Oh,
That's true.
let's go there. Let's inquire about ships. See what the prices are.
Yeah, why don't we get an estimate so we know what we're working towards?
Okay. Fine. So you guys head over to Port Stanton. Now,
Don't teep anybody till you have orders to do so.
Don't.
Shit.
okay. So you had a report, Stanton, and you do have the name of a person here that was spoken by Zane, because he did say, well, if you're interested in buying ships, you should probably talk to Harper. Right now, Harper's family, you guys, it's not secret information. The Harper family actually built Port Stanton long ago, and they own it, and they're one of the wealthier families, local families in the city of Tier. And young Anna Harper, most people just call her Harper. She's the one that runs the port. And as you're coming down to the port here and looking around, you asking, where's Harper or this or that. It's everyone knows exactly who she is. She's a workaholic that's here all the time. She's constantly running around like a chicken with her head cut off, doing various things. So after just a few minutes of query, you are able to find Harper. Now, Port Stanton, as you're looking at right here, it's actually not far from the rack at all. And it's, as you can see, there's a large docking area where a lot of ships can be kept, but it is kind of sat in the middle of the city, so a lot of the infrastructure of the city is around it. However, the space above Port Harper is completely open and policed. Therefore, this is an up and down type of port rather than an in and out type of port. And but you see she's over there, and she's seems to be a bit frustrated as you approach. She's talking to a bunch of mechanics that are working on a ship, and she's like, God damn it, you should have had this done 2 days ago. Why isn't this done yet? I mean, we're behind. We're behind. What do you guys want to do?
Ingratiate ourselves with the cutie. Don't read her mind. And
GOP.
Gonna end up.
I'm flabbergasted by all the different ships, the makes and models. They're just beautiful.
Oh, there's quite a
do
bit.
I know?
Yeah, I'll get into
Do I
that
know
in a
what they're
second.
working on? I'm sorry. Do I know what kind of ship they're working on? Can I recognize that?
Yes, this is the equivalent of a tug,
And
and it's a
And
pretty
they
old
need
model.
tugs. And they
Uh,
need to bring tugs to bring ships in and out of the port, probably.
Maybe, yeah. You don't know exactly. However, as you look around here, you don't see a lot of new ships. Mostly the stuff here is pretty old and used. You do see there's a bunch of stuff that is docked in the dock, although down below, because this goes pretty deep into the underground of this city, you do see that there seems to be a bunch of kind of in storage ships too. Now, to just kind of give Lady a heads up on how to interact with her ability, because using your ability, Lady, is a good thing, right? It helps. It's
it
going to help
is.
you out quite a bit. But you kind of have to be cautious when you're dealing with higher level people, right? That's an old war dog that's been around, was already high ranking by when you guys were young recruits. So that's a high level dude. Whether he just turned out to be a psychic himself. But even not, there's probably going to be some detections on them when you're dealing with higher level people, right? You have to be a little bit more cautious when you're dealing with a normal person, like say Anna here. It's probably much more less likely that she's going to have any kind of psychic ability. You just kind of keep that in mind, right? But especially when you're dealing with officers or you're dealing with Legion in general, I would be very cautious about using your ability. If you're around the Maguses, the Magi at all, the
Don't use it
arcane,
at all.
yeah, don't do that. Yeah. But anyway, so GOP, I guess you're up.
Got it. I got an idea. Hey,
Yeah.
Mercedes, keep her in the or mechanic and find out what's wrong. And see if I can get up there and fix it.
Into
Get
the
some brown
mechanic?
or her and find out what's wrong with this. And I'm gonna see if I can fix it and get some brownie points real quick.
Okay. He may not know what's wrong with it.
Then hit a mechanic after that.
Okay.
I wanted to start looking at spaceships frantically and just talking everything I know about spaceships and flying to everybody that I see.
Okay, well, there's a very chubby lady who has the most beautiful stole, and she seems to be perusing as well, and she's very happy to be in a conversation with. Oh, yes, I love that one. That model year was great. I love them in puce. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the orange one. They only made like 1,500 in that color.
that
My
is
favorite.
correct. So you found your
Well,
your
I
your your
do
long lost
a
love,
snippet.
and
Yeah,
she's
that's what I was going to say. She probably is an old woman who's rich.
well,
Oh
she
my!
actually has armadillo aspects to her.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
It's right up your
That's
alley.
like I like them built like cows. Oh man.
Roly poly.
Yeah.
Hey,
But anyway, while you're meeting your new love for the rest of your life, Tower. Let's see here.
Oh,
I'm assuming you succeeded,
Yes, sir.
lady. Okay. She doesn't really know mechanics at all. That's not her thing. She's management. The mechanic though is he thinks maybe it's an injector. He's not quite sir. Although this fella doesn't seem to be the brightest bulb in the socket.
Now I know what kind of ship that is,
You do.
and I know that sometimes
He
the
thinks
the
it's the injector, but he doesn't know. He's not the
Well, give me a
brightest
mechanic
bulb.
roll. Go ahead.
well, okay. Mechanic roll 5. Oh, I got
Yeah,
this.
go ahead.
Yeah, that's the Golby infractors probably entwined. I'm looking over the mechanic's shoulder. Yeah, hey, give me give me the jowl clamps and
Teleclamps.
and, and your UV torch, and I get this, no problem.
He looks up and he's like, "All right." And he hands the tools, which are lying right there next to him. And you go in and you start looking at it, and you're 100% right. It's definitely that's the problem. And all it needs to be is replaced. You need a new part.
I pull it out and say, hey, just pop another one of these in, and you're gold.
you
Oh,
had
And
the
then I walk up to Anna Harper and say, I'm Ironback. This is my crew. Pleasure to
uh,
meet you.
well, nice. Thank you. Thank you. She looks at the mechanic a little bit sternly, and he runs off to fetch a part. She's like, what can I do for you in this fine morning?
Well, we're looking to get into the market, see what kind of space worthy vehicles are available.
Oh,
And
you want to buy? Oh, okay.
well, we're looking, but we're also looking to see what kind of occupations you have available too for a crew.
Huh. Are you? She looks over at your Legionnaire tattoo. She's like, "Do you have a pilot?"
Yep, one of the
yeah,
best
yeah,
pilots, best
yes,
pilot in the
sir.
cohort.
Is it the
Best pilot
weirdo
ever.
over there flirting with a lady who always looks but never buys?
He
Yes,
can't.
sir.
If anyone's talking about ships, he won't stop.
No, fair
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
And you are clearly a mechanic. Hmm. Well, let's talk about.
Engineer, actually.
Ah, well. I see you're part of the 186th. Very nice.
That's
Uh,
correct.
so she says, well, let's talk ships first. What are you looking for? Price range, maybe?
Well, somewhere in maybe 200.
So very low.
Ooh,
Okay.
look about a Star Hopper. Ask about a Star Hopper.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Tower?
Hey, Bill. I'm asking Bill. He has to ask about a Star Hopper. See if they have a Star Hopper.
Well, I don't really know exactly what the price ranges are,
No,
so I
that's
just threw a
fine.
number out there.
200. It's fine. Yeah.
So like what do you have available like a Star Hopper? What's
Well,
I
you
don't.
really don't want one of those. I mean,
Oh,
what? Well, I mean, what is it? What is it you're planning to do? What's your idea?
well, whereas my
Although,
unit was a recon unit, and we
oh,
love to travel
I
and
see.
navigate, and
And keep in
We're
mind that this is a nice, sexy girl voice that I have on right now. Just imagine.
hmm
What do you mean?
okay.
You want the girl
Well,
voice?
imagine this is a nice, sexy gorilla voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I sound kind of like
Imagination. Okay.
very, very wide over here.
Yeah.
So no.
See you in the morning, baby. Right, go ahead.
You make my breakfast. No, but
Yeah, out the back door. All right, anyway, stop it. Go.
yes. So I throw out a number for something that would be
200,000, sure. But what are you
yeah.
looking to do is the question.
We're looking for what are we looking? We're looking for something to have a crew, or do we want to explore? Committee time,
We're looking for high-paying work.
Are you
and
looking
we're
at
looking
moving
for
cargo? Are you looking for a weepon barge? I mean,
well,
what do you
we're looking for our dream ship, and then we're gonna make money and buy it from you.
We'll
I'm
probably be
thinking like,
doing.
I'm thinking like a very, very light frigate where we'll have the storage capacity, but also light arm offenses to defend against attackers.
Okay, a
Nothing
frigate is millions. You guys don't. That's way out of your
No,
category.
no.
too.
Look, we're probably going to be doing bounty hunting, so we don't need a ship that's massive to load a ton of cargo.
Right.
So
I
something
really
from
don't.
a Star Falcon series probably would do you.
Yeah, I'm still kind of at a loss while we're here. So I probably shouldn't be leading this conversation.
Yeah, no,
Probably not.
probably GOP should be. But that was a good opening up because you did impress her. That's not a bad thing at all. But basically, you guys have your conversation. Uh, um, Tower's character knows a lot more about this than you guys do, and you probably take offense to her not liking your Star Hopper suggestion. But she says, "Yeah, what do you want to do? Just go mine." Or you get in an argument with her a little bit, but it's a friendly one. But in the end of it, it comes down to something within the Star Falcon line. A used Star Falcon of some type is probably what you need. It's got some cargo space. You can it actually will hold like hold 10 tons in the cargo, so it's not enormous, but it's not nothing. Basically, think Firefly. It's a very similar sized type of vehicle. It does have some armaments, so once again, you don't have licenses for that. But then again, you don't have any licenses at all. So that's the first thing she suggests. You need to go get, even though you're a legionary pilot, you need to have civilian licensing. So that would be step one. And then what other kind of armament you can get really depends on how much you have it in with the Legion, she says. But you have this conversation goes on for a while, and she actually shows you a few used things, and they're old. But as a mechanic, Bill, you think, yeah, no problem. You can keep them running. Get it. You can, no problem, right?
She has good bones.
And the price for these used things range anywhere between 200 and 500,000 credits. They're old and they're used, but you do have an actual mechanic, so you're probably good to go. But that's the price range you're looking at. There are some other options if you guys want to go much more cargo for a similar price. You could get a much larger cargo hold. Matter of fact, there's one at the top end of that range that is 100-ton cargo, which is pretty good. And there's stuff like Star Hopper, which would be more of little shuttling, or a lot of times it gets used in mining in the civilian market. And then there's also things that are much more combat oriented, but once again, you don't have licenses for any of that. So that's the general idea. So you're looking between 200 and 500,000. Now, obviously, if you can somehow get a hold of millions, well, shit, you could get a frigate, right?
Yeah.
You
But
just
then
don't have a
again,
crew for it.
yeah, that's true. You don't have a
You gotta
crew
think,
for it.
oh, there's 4 of us.
Yeah,
No, but if we had that kind of bankroll, we could afford a crew too. But right now we're
that's true.
short somewhere around 261,500
Yes,
credits.
somewhere around there. Yeah, yeah. But at least now it's not a bad idea. Now at least you have a range to keep in mind.
I could
Now
sell the van though.
you could. Now this thing's sitting right here in front of you.
Yeah.
This type of vehicle, which doesn't has hardly any cargo space, but definitely if you get the licenses for it, it's pretty fast, and it definitely has weaponry. Something like that, you could probably pick one of those up for under 100,000.
Well,
A used one,
here's
How far
here's
under?
50, 60 grand.
Yeah, okay, we're
okay.
almost there.
Yeah,
Here's my
yeah.
on this. So we, even if let's say we get rid of the van and we pick ourselves up something like that,
Uh-huh.
uh, we could still get missions done a lot faster and make it a little bit easier with the time constraints.
Maybe.
You know,
Yeah.
if we have to drive for days on end and we only have a week,
There's not much
then
living space
having
in that.
well, it wouldn't if it's fast enough. It wouldn't have to. We wouldn't have to live in it that much. You
Sure.
know.
And the speed on something like this is probably the faster things are going to be about 1.2 to 1.5 light years per hour. Big old huge lungers are going to be like point 0.7 or something like that. And that's that. I put it like this to keep it really simple. 1 light year an hour. It's very easy to calculate, right?
Mhm.
You can get to nearby stuff certainly in a day, and further stuff would up to a week, right?
In a light year, like oh well, it depends on how far what is close and what's
The
far.
human
Like
sphere,
on the
right? The human
yeah
sphere.
yeah 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Like on this planet, if we were just collecting bounties and using a vehicle just to jump around, it would be pretty much
Yeah, you could
as
do it
fast.
within a day or two. Yeah.
May I
The human
speak?
sphere right now officially is around 12,000 light years. It's probably bigger than that actually.
May
But
I speak?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
You also got to remember you have to have a place to store this, to do maintenance, to
Mhm.
have fuel. It don't come cheap. And
Nope.
just
Well,
having the money
you
to
can
buy it,
you can pay dock fees in any place here or any place else. Yeah,
yeah.
that's not hard. Yeah,
That's what I mean. You got to have more than just what they're asking for.
of course you do.
Sure.
And
Um,
insurance.
right. And then of course keep in mind, like say this ship right here is 1.2 speed, and which is pretty speedy. Some of the Imperial stuff is faster, of course, but this is just pretty speedy. And with a good pilot, which you have, that speed is increased. What's your speed increase right now, Tower?
Oh, like a bonus on it.
Yeah,
Let
5%, something like that, 10%.
piloting would be 20% for advanced
Holy shit, dude! And
piloting, advanced program plus 20% to
you pumped a lot
yeah.
into it, and that's fine. For speed increase, 20%. And you have an engineer here who is, has skills for it, so you could get this thing humming, dude. Definitely. Yeah.
Here,
You,
let me actually give you the exact because I have a few more
no,
bonuses.
that's not
That's just the
necessary. You guys aren't buying anything right now. I'm just saying you get this
Yeah.
thing like 1.5 probably, if you really were
And
pushing it and you had an engineer at his station, right? This kind of thing we're looking at here in the picture, it might, maybe GOP's got a good point. It might be a good intermediary step. Yeah, because that's
yeah.
what you're suggesting,
Also,
right? Yeah,
this whole time as we're kind of going through the selection of stuff, I'm just being very. I want to do like a charm roll on her
sure.
just to in yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm
keep
gonna
the
do
pants, buddy.
okay. That's 74. I've got 83, so that
Um,
passes them.
well,
Unless
you kind of get a feeling she's used to people trying to charm her a lot. But
okay.
she's not adverse to you. But she's kind of no nonsense. And keep in mind, this is a human you're dealing with, not a mutant,
Hmm.
right? Uh, and but she doesn't seem to care that you're mutants at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you do run into some humans that are kind of on the mutants, and others that don't. The caravan people didn't were all mutants, right? But
Hmm.
that military dude, he didn't care if you were mutants one bit, right? And neither does she.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, unless you have any other questions, I'm assuming this field trip is finished.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
we have some stuff to discuss
You do,
because there's another opportunity for work, I think, too.
possibly. Anyway, we're kind of coming to the end of the day, so let's do our wrap up for today. Now, I think today was a great world building day. Actually, I know that we didn't
Yeah,
have any combat, and fair enough, but we added a lot to the story. I think. Uh,
yeah, it was fun.
yeah,
It was fun.
we're starting to understand more. You guys are getting yourself a direction. You did make some money, and you made a contact. Well, half a contact. It was going really well until somebody did something.
Pasha!
Yeah.
Go
But
poking around in strange people's noodles.
I know. But nevertheless, I think it was very productive. And that's important. And I'm liking the way it's going. It's becoming something, man. And that's really cool. And we're starting to get a little bit of more comfortable with how to use the skills and things like that. But nevertheless, before I drop out experience points, does anybody have any questions or things they want to say before we end the session?
Well, I'd just say it usually does take about 3 sessions to kind of get a good feel for a
Sure.
character,
Yeah.
like a really good feel, because especially with a brand new system, or so I haven't touched this since like 91.
Yeah.
So
Me
yeah,
too.
this is
Yeah.
yeah. But no, it's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's ramping up.
I like my character way more as not legendary centurion.
Yeah, I think it's better this way. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It was way funner just naturally playing it.
Yep. I agree. Anybody else?
no,
No? Cool.
good.
All right, so let's drop experience points. First things first, everyone gets 500 experience points for not being stupid enough to engage Arjun.
Yay!
Okay. And then let me just go through it here. Of course, you guys get your skill pops, obviously. And let's see here. Everyone gets an additional 100 for various decisions and things you did. Take that. And I already gave that experience. We did that. To everybody, take an additional 100 for warning the caravan. You guys didn't put yourself in any kind of danger, which was you got 500 experience points for that. You get another 100 experience points for avoiding unnecessary violence. That's nice.
Oh,
Everyone gets an additional 50 for good judgment, even Tower.
ho ho ho! That's rare.
All right, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone hit their level yet?
Yes.
You have. Okay, cool. Now, keep in mind when you gain a level, it depends. First thing that happens when you gain a level, all your skills increase by 5%, I do believe. Unless in the skill it says specifically it's more or less. But I think it's a general 5% increase across the board. Just check your individual skills to make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's 5%. Also, some of your abilities will increase depending on the level. So Lady, you would be level 2. So some of your psionics might pump up. They might not pump up until level 3 or what have you. Just check your abilities. But there are various things that you will get based on your abilities and your level. Has anybody else leveled up?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have. I think we should all be around 3,000 or close to it.
Oh, I'm not even close. Well, I mean, I'm like
I
1,800.
I
1,700.
I'll have to check later. I'll have to add everything up, and I'll let you know.
Okay, it's right in the very last page of the book, by the way, depending on what you are. And keep in mind, you guys are all have the mutant tag, but that's not your class. Right.
Mhm.
Keep that in mind.
Right.
There's no actual mutants here. You guys all took classes and other stuff, I'm pretty sure. But nevertheless, level yourselves up, and it really comes down to all skills get bumped, and depending on your ability, it will go either level up every level or every other level or what have you. Just check it, and also you get additional hit points. So just check in the hit point section. It tells you exactly how to do that. I think it's just a dice roll and add the hit points to your hit points. Now, this is not SDC, right? Unless you have a power that specifically gives you more SDC, which some do, but it
Like
depends on
my
the power. like yours. But
Yeah.
but everyone across the board does get actual hit point increase. So make sure you check that and add that because we haven't got and no one's been in real danger yet. But the more hit points you have, well, the better.
Better off,
Because
yeah.
yeah, hit points. The way they work in this game, when we start getting hit point damage, of course, if you double your hit points and damage, you're dead. Done. Right. However, your actual hit points, not your SDC. Also, though, the higher hit points helps because when you get certain percentages of damage to your HP, maybe a certain percentage down, you start taking rolls on serious wound tables. So that certainly helps to mitigate that. But anyway, other than that, thank you all very very much. We will check you out in 2 days, and we're having Drawn and Quarter Ultimate Edition. I do believe we have another indie, which is awesome. I love doing that stuff. And thanks for coming and doing a drawing last week, Bill. It was really nice, dude.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was fun. I got almost completely done in the time frame. It's been a while. I've been able to go that fast, but
Well, everyone
I
agrees
was.
they'd love to see you come back on the show, dude.
I'd like to get back on. Yeah, it's late though, man. It runs so
Yeah, I
late.
know.
But
Yeah, I know.
but I was able to stick it out, and fortunately I was out of town, so I only had I didn't have like all my rigging to come in, but
Hey,
I
got a
see.
picture done.
You did. It was a
game.
nice one too. But
Thank you.
anyway, come back for that 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, we'll see you next week for episode 3, I do believe, of our of this Imperious here. I think it's shaping up real nice, and the guys are starting to get more options on what they want to do, a better understanding of the world, and of course, they just made another contact because there could be work right here too. All right, guys. So thank you all very much, and later.
Bye bye.
Peace out.